You're talking exactly what I want to talk about. I was down at the game today. Everybody was going to the big stadium. I was down at the little stadium watching Cole and Lombard and Volpe. And let me tell you, Cole looks sharp. The box score does not do him justice. The second inning, Somerset had a real long first inning rally, 5 runs, so he had a little bit of a sit, came out a little bit stale at the top of the second. But other than that, pumping 96, 97, first inning, 1, 2, 3, third inning, fourth inning, single-digit pitch count, just mowing him down. He looked really, really sharp. And, you talk about Volpe coming up. I don't know what the plan is, but Lombard's hitting 420. His outs are loud. He is raking. Volpe, not as much so far down there as we've seen him play a couple games, but you're talking to the top. There's reinforcements coming. If Cole can rehab and play the way or pitch the way he did today, he's going to sit right back at the top of that rotation because, man, for such a long time off, he looked great.
Thanks for the call and the update from out there, James. Yeah, we'll talk Cole now quickly. Why not? It's all in the same thing as, you're looking at this week and you're looking at guys like Ryan Weathers and Luis Heel. And I think I made a comment on social media somewhere like, damn, it was home run derby. It was like how many balls left the yard, left the park. These guys couldn't keep the ball, in play. Just kept giving up homers, and it's hard to come back from that. With Cole coming back, there's light at the end of the tunnel. You start to imagine the bullpen getting better with Ryan Weathers, Luis Heel going to the bullpen. Ryan Weathers, a lefty power arm. Luis Heel is a guy that can do it too. Maybe he'd be better, in just a one-inning appearance coming out of the pen. And so Cole goes 4 1/3 innings, 3 hits, 3 earned runs. I think he gave up a homer that I saw. He had a walk and 3 Ks. But as you just heard James talk about his velocity and how he looked live, his location and whatnot, and that's his first outing. This is a guy who we lost in spring training last year. This is a guy who we know is one of the best in his generation, and now he's got a new arm. And there are some skeptics that'll say, you don't know what Garrett Cole is going to be. You don't know if Garrett Cole is going to be the same guy. I know mentally a year off for Garrett Cole, he's definitely going to be dialed in. He's going to be focused, and it can't hurt us. It can't hurt us to have Garrett Cole in that rotation with Cam Schlittler, Max Fried. It's going to help. And I hope Volpe just really takes his time, sees some pitches, gets his timing down, and comes back confident and excited and ready to play. And you know what I'll say about George Lombard? I know everybody's like, oh, not yet, not yet. I was in the not yet camp as well because I went out there for 2 or 3 games last year and saw Lombard, and he made a jump. I don't know. Maybe he got a different hitting coach. He was in the cage this offseason. He's dominating down there. And as I see Ben Rice hit a 2-run bomb tonight, it was just 2 years ago when Ben Rice came up for Rizzo. And we were saying, oh, I don't know if the Ben Rice kid is coming already. He only had 50 at-bats at Double-A. You can fast-track these guys now. They have metrics and different things that they see with these kids, whether they're ready or not. So, it's not out of the question. It's not out of the question that George Lombard could potentially come up at some point this year. It might be a stretch. We got McMahon. Good job, McMahon. We got Ahmed Rosario. Great job, guys. But let's not say what the kid can't do and what can't happen. 888-808-1019. This is Keith McPherson on The Fan. It's 11 o'clock. We got to take a break. I want to hit you with some information so you know what's going on out here. I'll be on till 2 a.m., but we do have some promotions running. Gio will be a guest bartender. Gio will be, as I'm pulling this up, he's at the Portly Villager Sunday in support of the Boomer Esiason Foundation Bike Tour. So make sure you go check out Gio. He'll be doing some guest bartending. Steve Summers, my guy, my OG, the legendary Steve Summers popping out live. The Schmooze takes over 5 Towns, April 19th, 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. 5 Towns mini golf and batting range in Lawrence, New York. Make sure you go check that out. And later, we're going to talk Knicks, but Kalshi's taking over the Garden tomorrow night for the Knicks playoff game. Keep an eye out for Kalshi digital trucks circling MSG from 5 to 11. Then starting around 6:30, the Kalshi crew will be out there hooking up fans with merch. And yes, they'll have free pizza coming too. Word is the pizza starts flowing around tip-off. So if you're heading to the game, get there early and find the Kalshi team and come hungry. Keith McPherson on The Fan. I'll be right back.
Talk Sports with Evan and Tiki. Middays 10 to 2. WFAN. WFAN FM. WFAN FM HD1 New York. An Odyssey sports station. Thursday, April 23rd, round 1. Big Blue and Gang Green will be on the clock with futures at stake. Plus, New York heads down to Atlanta to take the court for a pivotal Game 3. A huge night in New York sports, and the FAN crew is getting together to party.
Hey, baby, let's go out there like a bunch of crazy dogs and have some fun.
Boomer, Gio, Jerry, Evan, Tiki, and Morash, Carton and McMonigal all crash the Fans rooftop here in Manhattan. And you can check them out streaming live on WFAN's YouTube, X, Facebook, and Instagram. From the Penthouse at 345 Hudson Square Properties. Sponsored in part by Sloman's. Save on AC today. Spiked Aid. Sports drink flavors spiked. And your home for everything New York sports. WFAN.
It's deck days at Lowe's, and the savings are stacked. Right now, pros get 15% off all in-stock composite decking from top brands like Trex, TimberTech, and Decorators. Plus, get a free DeWalt 20-volt max 5-amp-hour battery when you buy a select DeWalt tool. The deck's stacked in your favor with brands pros trust. Our best lineup is here at Lowe's. Valid through 4/22 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
Straight Talk Wireless presents Pickup Truck Wisdom.
If you're only good to your new friends, you're not going to have any old ones. Straight Talk gets it. That's why new and existing customers get free 5G phones on Verizon's 5G network. Pretty simple, really. You keep good people by being good people.
Find us at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Straight Talk Wireless. Straightforward. Always. Taxes and fees apply. Plan purchase required for free phone offers. Copyright 2026 Verizon.
Question: what business couldn't use extra income? Hey, it's Tiki Barber. Right now, Amazon Hub Delivery is looking to partner with ambitious New York businesses to become Amazon Hub partners. You and your staff will deliver packages to customers in your area when it's convenient for you. With each package delivered, your business gets paid. Sign up at Amazon.com/Hub Delivery. That's Amazon.com/HUB Delivery.
The most important meal of the day just got better at Dunkin'. Now you can get a medium hot or iced coffee, 6 crispy, delicious hash browns, and a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich, all for $6. That's a full breakfast meal for $6. 6 crispy golden hash browns, a warm, delicious bacon, egg, and cheese, and a medium coffee to start your day right. Do breakfast the Dunkin' way and order Dunkin's $6 meal deal. No substitutions. Participation at times may vary. Limited time offer. Cannot be combined with other offers. Exclusions and terms apply.
Get connected with WFAN to talk about your favorite teams. The Fan on the Odyssey iHeart and TuneIn apps.
Yeah. Right back at it on the Fan. It's me. I still know how to do this. Microphone check, 1, check 2, check 3, check 1, check 2, me.
Hi, Keith McPherson on the Fan, KM to AM, 888-808-1019. We're talking about the Yankees. The Yankees win. I mean, we've talked about the Somerset Patriots as well, as help is on the way. Garrett Cole, Anthony Volpe, George Lombard at some time. Maybe not this year, maybe next year, whatever. At some point, kid looks good. We talked about Cam Schlittler, the stage, the bright lights. He's built for it. We talked about Ben Rice. Keep him in the lineup. We don't got to play any games. We don't got to fire him off. We don't got to do righty-lefty. Let him hit. If you keep him in the lineup and make sure he gets 4 at-bats, like, we're good. What else are we talking about? Ryan McMahon. Mama, there goes that McMahon. Ryan McMahon, there it is, bro. Like, just do that. Just put the ball in play. Not these weak ground balls. You know what I'm saying? Put the ball in play. Get the ball in the air, and good things will happen. Good vibes, good energy. It feels good to win. The Yankees need to win this series, and you know what behooves you in a 3-game series? To win the series? Win in the first game. Let's go to Victor in Newburgh, New York on the Fan next. What's up, Vic?
Hey, what's going on, Keith? This is Vic, and we spoke at the game yesterday, my man. It was so great to just talk with you, and I was telling you about my son Jackson.
Yes, Victor, it was great meeting you. Like, you literally made my day. Is Jackson with you right now?
Yeah, man. He was excited. He's excited about this, talking about it all day in school, and it's past his bedtime. But here he is.
Hi, Keith.
What's up, Jack?
I go to a lot of Yankee games, and I was really excited to do this today. And after all the games, I usually listen to WFAN, and I really enjoy watching the radio station. And what a hit by McMahon tonight.
Yeah, good. Make sure you make that your routine. You watch the game, you tap in with WFAN, you listen to the callers and the host, and you just get that full breadth of conversation and information. And yeah, you said it, Ryan McMahon. I feel like, if everybody can disrespect the guy, we also got to pick the guy up and celebrate him when he literally won the game tonight.
Absolutely. Keith, and one last thing that we'd love to tell you, man, is like, it's just awesome, just like that father-son experience going to the game. I mean, that's what Yankee baseball is all about in the Boogie Down Bronx. We love, we drive in, we listen to the WFAN, get the lineups, we talk about who's going to get first hit, who's going to hit a home run, who we think should start where. We really break down stats, listening to the fan, and then when we used to listen to you on the way home, KM to the AM, man, we absolutely loved it and loved your breakdowns. And the best thing is that you sit with us in the stands, and you're a Yankee fan with us, and we just get to break down sports with you while you're sitting in the seats that we're in. So I just want to say we appreciate you. My 10-year-old thinks the world of you, and everything feels right in the world. The Yankee win and KM to the AM, baby.
Vic, you the man. I appreciate you. Thanks for the call. Good dad right there. I ran into Vic at the game yesterday. Shout out to Mitchell and Fort Lee. Went to the game with Mitch, and we just talked to everybody, and we hit it off, and he told me about his son Jackson, and I'm like, my son's name is Jackson. He's like, oh, my son listens to you. So it's always good going to the stadium, meeting fans, and it's good getting back on the fan and tapping back in with my WFAM. Let's continue. Appreciate it. I go to the stadium, and it's like I get heckled now. Like, Keith, when are you back on the fan? We need you back on the fan. I'm like, hey, take it easy. I'm like, eventually. It worked out yesterday because I was able to say I'll be on tomorrow. So good to be back. Good to be in here.
It's funny how that changes, right? When you leave for a little bit, and then you a little bit here and there, and then everyone's like, "Oh, when are you back? When are you back?"
You don't know what you've got till it's gone. Steve is in Massapequa Park with us now. You're on, Steve.
Hi. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'm 68. I've been a big Yankee fan since Mickey Mantle time. Through the years, unbelievable. My father was a Yankee fan, telling me about the old days and everything. And I just remember, I was thinking back to the early 90s when the Yankees had Wade Boggs and they had a hitting coach of Rick Downs. And they had a whole different theory. I mean, they had a team batting average of 290 in 94, I think. And they just had a whole different theory about hitting.
Mm-hmm.
And through the years, it kind of stayed with them with the walks and getting on and making things happen. And it continued through the 2000s. I had season tickets coming with my son. We in the old Yankee Stadium. We were sitting in the upper, but then
and when did it stop? When the philosophy changed? When did they stop hitting?
They stopped hitting. I really think now with the whole trajectory of gotta get long balls, and everybody just swings from their heels, and the hitting coach is not benefiting the players. When they interview him, he's just like, they'll be fine. I don't think he's putting enough input into getting these guys to just stroke the ball and get it onto the action.
Thanks for the call, Steve. James Rawson. I don't know, man. I've seen them fire hitting coaches. I can't put it on the hitting coach because the hitting coach doesn't step in the box. These are peloteros. These are professionals. Listen, I think they're pressing. I talk about how hard we make it as fans in there. They're pressing. Like, I'm watching the Mets. The Mets are pressing. They're not even working walks. It's in their heads. We're going to talk about the Mets later. Stay tuned, Mets fans. I know you don't want to hear it from me. Diehard Yankee fan that sits with the fans in the bleachers in the stands. But I've been watching these Mets games, and as Steve was just talking about approach and hitting coaches, they fired their hitting coach. They got a new hitting coach over there in Flushing. Mendoza's got a bunch of new guys. It's a mess. They did a bunch of things to change the Mets from what they were after last year's disaster, and I think they made them worse. I think they made it more of a mess. Sometimes you could make a mess even more of a mess. Just chill. And we'll get there. We'll get there. But, going back to what you're talking about with approach and philosophy, these are major league hitters. And when you talk about what they were in the 90s and the early 2000s, the game has changed so much. There was one show that I did on like a Saturday. Maybe it was in March. Maybe it was before. And I started running through the list of how we do not realize what we are watching is completely different than what we grew up watching. The ABS system. And don't get me started on the ABS system. We had some luck with it tonight. The Yankees were good at first and then terrible. Now we're keeping that stat. And then the thing about the ABS as well is some guys want to show up the ump and it's in the moment. You want to talk about pressing. Some of these guys got to be on a suspension grounded punishment. If you get two challenges wrong in a series or in a week, you're not allowed to use it for a week or two. You're on the ban list. You're on the block list. But just that this year is so different. We didn't have that all of these years. The pitch clock, the pitch calm. The game is different. The game is different. I'm not going to run through everything from banning the shift to Manfred's man to extra man on second base and extra inning. But the baseball that we watch is different. The technology is different. I was just hearing something about how the Mets have this magical pitching machine that they don't want anybody to see over there in Queens. The game has evolved. The players have evolved. The pitching has evolved. Back in the 90s, guys weren't throwing like this. They weren't. It was different. There was a couple of them, but it's different. So to go back to what you were saying, I'm not going to ever blame a hitting coach. Right? They had Sean Casey in here as the hitting coach. They have the best hitter in the game. He struggles from time to time. Even though he was dialed, Judge was dialed. That home run Judge hit yesterday was great. He was dialed during, the battle against Mike Trout. They're professional hitters. They're working. And Ben Rice said today, Ryan McMahon is a ball player. They put in the work. He hits with me at 2 p.m. They're working. They're trying. It's baseball. It's hard. None of you guys can hit. Moose is in Jamaica. Moose, you're back on the fan. It's been a while, my boy. How you been?
You're Keith. Once I heard you were coming on the air, first things first, to the lead-in, to all the killers and the $100 billers, and the fellas that ain't like me that ain't got no feelings. But
check it out now.
Yeah, exactly, because I rep Queens. But once I heard you on the fan, I how's everything? How's the wife? How's the kid? How's the life? How's the stay-at-home dad life? How's everything?
The sun is shining. The weather is nice. The flowers are blooming, and I'm back.
I hear that.
Yeah,
yes,
my wife is great. My son is great. They're good. And I don't want to make tonight about me and my family and go home and be a family man. But all I can say is I'm blessed, bro. I care about my son and my wife first and foremost. And I think everybody has got that by now. And if anybody has any worries, we are great. We are good. My son's birthday was Monday. My son turned 3, and I am proud.
It's not the worry. It's just that the reason why I don't hear you every day is because you have to take care of first things first. So I'm always going to check on you.
You got to sacrifice. Sometimes a man's got to do what a man's got to do.
My dad's been in the hospital, so I've been running back and forth between my house and their house and wherever I'm going. He's 80. He smoked for 50 years. He did it to himself. He tells me all the time.
Prayers up for his health and for you anyway.
Appreciate it. But to talk about the Yankees, it's good. This the McMahon, he takes his walks. He doesn't make decent hard contact, first extra base hit. opposite field pop into the fan box in left field, all that considered. But for the bottom of the order to produce on a minimal to adequate level is going to be the key factor in the regular season and potentially in the postseason of making a deep run. To not have the lineup last from 1 through 5 or 6, but actually 1 through 8 or 9 is going to be essential for the Yankees to compete with the Dodgers. That's the only enemy.
To compete with the Dodgers, Moose. We don't got to jump to the Dodgers. I hate when people do that. They're in the National League. This is the American League. But I hear you, and everybody hears you, and we know that was a pain point last year. That was frustrating to start this year, right? The first game, opening night, on Netflix in San Francisco, had me geeked up because I'm like, yeah, look at the bottom of the order. Yeah, look at the bottom of the order coming through. And it was short-lived. But, like, if we go, player by player from the bottom, like Austin Wells is our 9-hitter. Austin Wells was our cleanup hitter going to the World Series 2 years ago. Austin Wells has to be better. And if you heard me at any point in the offseason, hand up, I was asking for a right-handed catcher to platoon with him, a veteran. I don't care how you get them. Sign them, trade for them, get a right-handed hitting. We needed another right-handed bat. A right-handed hitting catcher to platoon with Wells. The year we went to the World Series, who did Wells have with him? A veteran right-handed hitter, a platinum glove catcher in Jose Trevino. It will help him. JC Escara, shout out to Vic, who just called. Victor was in the suite with us yesterday, and I'm blanking on homie's name that I was sitting right next to in the suite. But we were talking about JC Escara and what is the point of JC Escara. And I said JC Escara was a good story last year. But I don't understand the purpose of JC Escara this year. I like the Car Shield commercial with him and Oswaldo Cabrera, but I don't like watching him hit. And then as soon as I was talking down on him, boop, he had a knock. And then folks were saying, hey, why don't we, I think Mitchell and Fort Lee was saying, hey, why don't we pinch hit Wells for him? And I'm like, well, Boone has sold us on the guy. And if you've watched his batting practice, I've heard Evan and Tiki and Sean talk about watching him in batting practice. I've seen him hit. The guy, he can put the ball on the second deck with ease in batting practice. But, having 3 left-handed catchers, I feel like that's something they could address. Maybe they move JC Escara. Who leaves when Volpe comes back? When Cole comes back, the roster's going to change. The bottom of the order is going to change. Now you got Jazz in the bottom of the order. And I keep telling you, and here, I'll do my little Jazz spiel now. Jazz is not going to stay this way. He can't. It's a prove-it year. It's a contract year. And I remember everything that Jazz says because I root for Jazz. I root for Laundry. But since we got Jazz, I root for the brother because they hate on him. And there's always this twisted angle why they hate on Jazz, but he brings it upon himself. Jazz says he wants an 8 to 10 year contract, $35 million. Be quiet. Stop. Look at the start to your season. Stop. Jazz says he's going 50-50. He's gonna have 50 home runs, 50 stolen bases. We've seen the unicorn do that, Jazz. And I understand shooting high and speaking highly of yourself, but say less. Shh. Jazz was the same one when he came here, a whole Marlin, saying, we're going to go to the World Series. We're bringing a parade back to the city. We're going to win the whole thing. And I'm like, stop it. You haven't put in the pain with us to come over here talking about what we're going to do before we do it. Under promise so you can over deliver. Under promise to set yourself up to over deliver. Jazz has a couple different things going on as well. And I don't mean to speak on his personal life, and I'm not speaking on his personal life negatively, but if you were paying attention this offseason, he went on like a Christmas vacation to like Finland or somewhere with snow, somewhere far away, right? And then he popped up engaged. And when you share your life with the internet starts digging and trolling. And people trolled Jazz when they found out the girl that he proposed to used to be an OF model, if you know what OF means. Not our future. She used to be on OF. They found her page. They put it up there. Then he had to do this whole back and forth with the internet about, nah, she wasn't doing all that money was going into my account. I'm like, this is not a good look. You don't need that. Say less. Stop putting so much out there. So like Jazz just, I think last week I saw, had an engagement party. So now he's got that hanging over him, right? I know what it feels like to propose, to be engaged, and feel like, hey, I don't want to be a player no more. He's off. He's out of that life, I think. But like things are different for him now. He's about to be a married man. People are celebrating him and his girl, and congratulations to them. But I knew that compounded with all of the quotes and all of the things he said about how much money he wanted, what he was going to do statistically. Just stop talking. Just stop talking, bro. Just stop talking. Let your play do the talking, because you know what? You have all the tools. You're super athletic, fast. That swing is Ken Griffey and Barry Bonds combined at times. Lock in. Lock in. Say less. Jazz Chisholm Jr., say less. 888-808-1019. Robbie's in Lenox. Robbie, good to see you on the call sheet again. What's up, my guy?
Hey, brother, what's going on?
I'm hanging out. I'm watching actually the Knicks in that game that they played against the Hawks with the almost buzzer beater. We'll talk Knicks after 12.
Yeah, but I can't wait for tomorrow night anyway. Yeah, all of a sudden I turned the Yankee game and I watched McCann's home run, and suddenly here it I go, oh, keep some. So anyway, I saw your interview with Ralph. It was great, man. That was awesome. You guys were great together. So I hope
yeah, shout out to Ralph and his wife. They were super nice and cool and set that up, and you get the assist for that. So.
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely, man. I appreciate it. So what are we going to do with Duvall? How do you trust this guy? The guy's got a 7 or 8 ERA. I mean, tonight was ridiculous.
Oh,
and the
man.
other thing, too, so here's my problem. It's the 3-batter rule. This is an awful rule of baseball. They got to get rid of this, because you know that if
that's how the game has changed as well, as I was rattling off things change. Yep, go on.
Just a dumb rule, because you know that Tim Hill's coming in to face the left-hander. That ball, he's never letting Duvall pitch to the left-handed bat there. That would never tie the game unless Tim Hill gives up a left.
And they were talking about how the World Baseball Classic, right? Vinny Pasquantino, the Pasquatch, he played for Team Italy, and he's off to a slow start. Well, that'll get him going. Camilo Duvall, meatball served up, boom.
So who do you put in a setup role at this point? That's the thing,
but see, like he's a former closer, and he is a power arm. And when you break down our bullpen, how many power arms, former closers do we have? Like his
Not
role,
many.
Exactly. His role is his role. He's got to be better. We're relying on him to be better.
Absolutely, because I can't figure out anybody now that can fill that particular role. To set up Bednar at the end of games, and also too, this lineup. I'm so glad that McMahon got off the schneid. I didn't think that ball was going out. All of a sudden, it went out. So I'm glad
the
he got
wind
off the schneid,
and I always believe in the ghost. That he needed that bad. He needed that badder than I can't remember. Like he was reaching Joey Gallo territory.
It was ridiculous. It's 3 for 42. I mean, let me ask you this. Okay, so when Volpe comes back, would you put Cabby at third base and let Cabby play third? I mean, I don't know. Cabby's. I mean, really, the left side, and that's the thing. The left side of the infield. It's scary. By the way, Ben Rice is an excellent hitter. I agree. I play him every day at this point. I agree with you 100% because I was so upset at Boone with Game 2 for the 7-1 game. It was a 7-1 game. It drove me nuts because of that lineup change.
Thanks for the call, Robbie. We got to break it down. When we come back, I'll tell you what I'll do when Volpe comes back. Caballero, this infield. I'll tell you my thoughts and ideas on what that's going to be sometime next month. Again, reminder of all of the different things going on. And when we come back, Paulie is here, so Paulie will fill us in on Steve Summers' event. Go check Gio out and go check Kalshi out. And I'm trying to find the notes on exactly. Gio is guest bartending at the Portly Villager for the Boomer Esiason Foundation Bike Tour. See, I remembered. So make sure you check Gio out there. And then with Kalshi will be at Madison Square Garden. Everybody's going to be out there tomorrow night. I'll be out there. Look for me. I'll just be out there to, take in the vibes and shoot some content and get some crazy interviews because we all know there's probably no wilder, sports section in New York versus Madison Square Garden after the Knicks win. So Kalshi's taking over to the Garden Saturday night, the Knicks playoff game 1. Keep an eye out for the Kalshi digital truck circling MSG from 5 to 11. Starting around 6:30, the Kalshi crew will be out there hooking fans up with merch and free pizza. Word is the pizza starts flowing around tip-off. So if you're heading to the game, get there early, find the Kalshi team, and come hungry. And last but not least, for all my Jersey Shore people, Monmouth County, Long Branch, New Jersey, Pier Village, go to mccloonspierhouse.com. Baseball at the Shore. Monday night, myself and Doc Gooden will be hosting a Q&A, signing autographs, taking selfies, and having dinner over there from 6 to 9 p.m. mccloonspierhouse.com. Get your tickets now. Keith McPherson on the fan. When we come back, we'll talk about what the Yankees will do with Anthony Volpe, with Jose Caballero, with Ahmed Rosario, with Ryan McMahon on the left side of this infield. Hit it, Paulie.
Thursday, April 23rd, round 1. Big Blue and Gang Green will be on the clock with futures at stake. Plus, New York heads down to Atlanta to take the court for a pivotal Game 3. A huge night in New York sports, and the FAN crew is getting together to party.
Hey, baby, let's go out there like a bunch of crazy dogs and have some fun.
Boomer, Gio, Jerry, Evan, Tiki, and Morash, Carton and McMonigal all crash the fans' rooftop here in Manhattan. And you can check them out streaming live on WFAN's YouTube, X, Facebook, and Instagram. From the penthouse at 345 Hudson Square Properties. Sponsored in part by Sloman's. Save on AC today. Spiked Aid. Sports drink flavors spiked. And your home for everything New York sports. WFAN.
And Doug.
There's nowhere I wouldn't go to help someone customize and save on car insurance with Liberty Mutual, even if it means playing in a football game.
Boom! 42! You're going down, Doug!
Oh, yeah? Your price on car insurance when you customize and save is going down.
Hey!
Limu? What are you doing on their team? Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Do you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS like Mark?
I've been doing home remodeling for 30 plus years, but the economy crashed. I wound up losing my home, losing my job, and on top of that, owing the IRS a ton of money. I owed the IRS $114,000. It really, truly was the worst part of my life.
Then Mark found tax relief advocates.
On news radio, I heard about TRA, and I thought, what's the worst that could happen? So I picked up the phone and I called them. When it was all said and done, TRA settled my $114,000 debt for $100, and I'm telling you, I was ecstatic. Could not believe it. Would recommend TRA to anyone.
If you owe 10 or even hundreds of thousands of dollars to the IRS, don't lose hope. Do what Mark did and call TRA for a consultation.
But TRA did. They gave me a second chance, and I'm forever grateful.
Visit TRA.com or call 800-491-9914. 800-491-9914. That's 800-491-9914.
Everybody knows Town Fair Tire is New England's largest name brand discount tire dealer, beating all the local competitors with our guaranteed lowest prices. And now, with over 120 stores throughout New England, we beat all the competition, including the warehouse clubs, the online sites, and the local dealers. Yes, we beat them all with the absolute guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit information kit. 800-948-7878. That's 800-948-7878.
Knicks fans, it's time to hit the court with BetMGM, an official sports betting partner of the New York Knicks. Download the BetMGM app today and add a boost of excitement to every New York game day with same-game parlays, live betting options, player props, boosted odds specials, and the best daily promotions in the business. With the BetMGM app at your fingertips, you can experience the excitement of betting on your favorite players and get in on all the blue and orange action as your New York Knicks drive the lane. Find out why basketball fans love BetMGM, an official sports betting partner of the New York Knicks. BetMGM, make it legendary. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 years of age or older to wager and physically present in New York and New Jersey only. Subject to eligibility requirements. gambling problem? In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In New Jersey, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
The Lease Full Ahead event is on at Nielsen Dodge.
Get out of your current lease early and get into a new vehicle.
Don't wait for your lease to end. Upgrade now. We have hundreds of new Jeeps, Chryslers, Dodges, and Rams to choose.
Lease a new 2026 Jeep Wrangler 4-door Sport S 4x4, just $259 a month.
On Route 10 in East Hanover. Online at nielsendodge.com.
Declaration of Deals Sales Event. With approval term 24 months, due at sign 8104, add tax tag 498 doc fee and DMV fee. See dealer for details.
I'm Piera Palazzolo, VP of Digital Marketing for the American Management Association, a company focused on the management training skills needed to enhance the careers of business professionals. We did our research when it came to the best companies for website development and chose AmericanEagle.com. And we couldn't be happier. AmericanEagle.com worked closely with us to understand the front and back end requirements needed to launch an e-commerce website that could handle the complexities of running thousands of seminars nationwide. Our robust new website and improved SEO saw immediate increases in site traffic and web revenue. If you're in need of managerial effectiveness and success, visit our website at amanet.org. If you're in need of a website that provides an unparalleled consumer experience, I highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Transform your business today. Dial 877-WebNow1 for a free digital consultation with AmericanEagle.com.
No matter the season, New York sports never stop. Yankees, Mets, Giants, Jets. If it's happening, we're talking about it. The Fan, 101.9 FM and always streaming on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, and TuneIn apps.
All right. And we're back. Thanks for holding, waiting. 888-808-1019. Keith McPherson on the Fan. Filling in for Hoff. Shout out to Hoff, man. Can I shout Hoff out? I used to say Hoff is the Iron Man, not Mikal Bridges. Hoff is the Iron Man. Hoff has done so many different jobs. I used to say to Hoff, like, Hoff would come in here. I would do a Friday night show like this. Hoff would come in at 2. I'm like, did you sleep? Where did you go? What are you doing? And there's some good Hoff stories. And I think everybody at WFAN has a couple good Hoff stories. I won't share the one. Yeah, Will. Hoff fell asleep on the train one night. There was another night. Shout out to Hoff's beautiful wife. Nobody could find Hoff. So shout out to Hoff, man. I'm just happy for him. He crushes it. You know, he does the Giants game day production. He does the Rico Bronya. He was helping Big Mac doing Go Get 'Em. He does this show. He's doing the Carton show. I'm just like, Hoff, you're the man, bro. You're the man. When do you sleep? When do you find time? He just grinds. He just pushes. So I'm happy to be filling in for him. Figured I'd give him a little shout out there. And everybody, super happy for everybody. Change is good. Change is necessary. And as I have watched this station change, evolve, and grow, and obviously my position changed, I'm just happy for people like Tommy Lugauer, right? Tommy doesn't have to tell you he's the future of the Fan anymore. Because now we got After Hours. The future is now. Right? Remember, I'm the future. No, the future is now. Tommy's got his own show. And Big Mac grinded. Big Mac used to do the Friday night Hoff show. Remember that? And then he got the overnight. And now Big Mac, you get to hear Big Mac with Craig. And honestly, like, I know I couldn't do what Big Mac is doing with Craig. Because you got to be on your toes. Craig is going to take you somewhere that you have no idea you're going, and you got to be able to play off that. And it shows you Big Mac is a pro's pro. I don't know how many nights, and shout out to Mac, I don't know how many nights I left here and I could not go to sleep. And I would listen to Big Mac's show till 4, 5 in the morning. I'm like, I can't fall asleep. I got to go to bed. And next thing you know, my baby's screaming at 6:37 a.m. So right back at it on the Fan. Keith McPherson here. Good to be here. I said before the break, I'd tell you what I would do with Cabby, right? Last caller suggested you put Cabby at third. No, then you have 3 third basemen. Volpe's got to earn it. And I know that the plan is to put him back there, and I know there might be some time where we sour on Caballero or whatever, but like, unless Volpe is mashing with the Somerset Patriots and crushing in his rehab and then comes back to doing that, you have options. And I think Volpe will benefit from rest and competition. I was talking about how Volpe won the job competing against Peraza, competing against IKF. And I also talked about last year how when Volpe got the cortisone shot and got some time off, he came back better. So I know the kid wants to play. I know he wants to be the starting shortstop for the New York Yankees. He loves the Yankees. He loves baseball. But we got to do what's best for the team. And there's also sometimes, right, you want to talk about firing a guy off. There also are times where Volpe can start and you can take him out. And then you can fire off a Caballero late in the game when the fourth guy out of the bullpen comes in there and he's shaky, excuse me, and Caballero is a threat on the base paths like we've seen, like we saw last night or, still tonight. Like there are games that can be played. You don't have to show your hand. Ryan McMahon is the starting third baseman, platooning with Ahmed Rosario. You don't have to put Caballero there. Caballero can continue to play shortstop. And you know what? Caballero is best suited as a utility guy. He can play a bunch of different places. And I don't want to wish injury on the team. We're healthy, relatively healthy right now, right? The guys that we started with. But you know how they always say these things tend to work themselves out? These things tend to work themselves out. In May, June, whenever it is, maybe somebody goes down and then Caballero is able to fill in. We don't know. We have some options. We'll cross that bridge, when we get there. Let's get back here on the phone. Let's see. My guy Alex in Lakewood on the line. Alex, how you been?
What's up, Keith?
What's up? I'm good, bro. I hope everybody's good, bro.
Yep. Sorry, I couldn't get out to that game yesterday.
I know. I tried to bless y'all. Did I send you 2 tickets?
4.
I sent you 4 tickets. Go ahead and tell everybody what happened, man.
So Keith posted on his Instagram story that he had extra tickets, and if anybody needed, reach out. So I reached out to Keith. He sent me 4 tickets, and we're on the way to the stadium, and we crashed. So we had to get towed back to my hometown, which is an hour and a half from the stadium. So we didn't end up making it.
And I'm like, bro, I went up to the section looking for you guys, and by the time I checked my phone, I was devastated. I'm like, oh no, I felt bad. I even told my wife, I'm like, I feel bad because, and you're such a good kid and you have such a good head on your shoulders. But I'm like, that wouldn't happen if I didn't give them the tickets and them, trying to get up here. But like you said, that's life. Wouldn't be life if there weren't obstacles and challenges and crazy things in the way and things that happen. And I'm glad everybody's safe though. And I still owe you a different game. I'll find 4 tickets for you guys, another game.
So I called it about the Yankees, but then I remembered I haven't heard one person on this show, on this radio station since you left, talk about the Devils, our Devils.
I mean, right away I mentioned Jack Hughes coming in my open. I had to get that in there.
Yep. So my question is, first of all, I think Nico Hischier needs a fresh start somewhere else. I think he's not playing to his talent. I think he's a little bit burnt out of the team.
I love Nico though, but decisions are going to have to be made. Welcome in Sonny Mehta, named vice president of the team. Decisions are going to have to be. What
I've seen online is that San Jose is looking for any functional veteran they could get because their team's a bunch of young. So my question is, do you think there's any chance we could get a deal with San Jose for younger guys? And then we're going to also if we lock up Luke Hughes, we're not going to have a lot of money either.
Yeah, that's what I mean with decisions are going to have to be made. It depends on what the offer is. It depends on what they're offering. But I just feel like you can't start moving it like a guy like that. You move that guy, he's so important to the team.
The lottery could benefit us. It could screw us over.
We'll get there when we get there. I just can't see them. I can't see after the disappointment of this year, the next move being, we're just going to trade the captain of the team. Alex, you're the man. Hit me on Instagram, 888-808-1019. I haven't brought Paul Vincent Von Vincent, Paul's randomness in. And I know you're a half Devils fan because you've got some access over there now.
Well, I wouldn't say I'm a half Devils fan. I'm a Ranger fan. But
I'm making you a half Devils fan.
But objectively, I can't imagine them trading their captain for the Sharks.
He's just too solid too.
Because honestly,
change of scenery, no.
The Devils season went off the rails when Jack Hughes got hurt at the team dinner. So they were going to the postseason before that. And listen, that's part of life.
They had won like 8 in a row.
It is what it is. It's part of life. You can't totally tear down this team. I think Sonny Meadows is going to be great. He was a Devils fan. He worked with the Devils before he went to Florida and won a cup. So I think he's going to be
he's
great.
bringing in that winning pedigree, and that's why I said decisions are going to be made, and I think he's going to help them make better decisions.
Maybe he can help the Mets make better decisions. Maybe,
we're going to get to the Mets.
Maybe he can do the Devils and the Mets at the same time.
I had a Mets call, and it dropped off, and I was gonna do my little Mets rant, and I know people don't want to hear me talk about the Mets, but we do have to talk about the Mets. I just got to get my Yankee calls in. 888-808-1019. Steve from Manhattan, you're on the Fan. Go for it.
Oh, what's up? I just pulled into the driveway. What's up, Keith? How you doing today?
Perfect timing. I'm good, man. How are you?
All right, so I was at the game tonight, and I was at the game yesterday also. Anyway, whenever you at a Friday night game, we're old school. We're like late 50s, St. John's alumni, 8 guys, left field bleachers, last row under the numbers every Friday. Anyway,
is that season tickets, or how do you claim those every Friday through the ticket office?
We got grandfathered in from the old stadium from
awesome.
1994.
Friday's my favorite night to go to the stadium. I will literally pull up on you. I will randomly, now that I know where you are, I will just come sit down.
Hey, listen, my nephew Anthony's got a hook at Billy's right in. I was the oldest guy there, but it was quite a scene. Anyway.
Sometimes I'm the second oldest guy there. I got a hook in there too. Billy's is a free for all for everyone. Don't even worry about it.
Yes. Anyway, you already hit on it, but I really can't get over the fact that they have 3 left-handed catchers. Is Brian Cashman sleeping? I'm not one of these guys. Like, I like Boone, I like Cashman, but how do you not get it right? I mean, there's got to be somebody just as good as J.C. Escara. How is that even? I was at the game yesterday afternoon, and all of a sudden I see like a lefty against lefty. I'm like, oh my God, we don't have a right-handed catcher. How's that even possible?
2 years running, and then I don't know. They justify it by like just building up these guys and saying what these guys are, and then you don't see it, and it's like they're gaslighting you. It gets frustrating, I got a catchphrase for it.
I feel like Cashman is like mailing it in. Like it's very frustrating.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't say he's mailing it in. They justify it. Like they have ways.
Listen, he made a mistake signing Grisham with that $22 million, whatever.
He didn't feel it was. He didn't feel it was a mistake. You can't offer somebody something and make a mistake.
Listen, Jason Dominguez deserves a year. You're the center fielder. You're playing for a year. They are destroying him. He's a great baseball player. He's athletic. He's fast. Give him a year in center field. Put Cody in left field. And
thanks for the call, Steve. Sorry, I just got to get to it, and we're getting close to 12. And as I'm looking now at this game that's on the TV, I'm like, this is a playoff game against the Hawks from years ago. This isn't we're going to talk Knicks in the 12 o'clock hour. We're going to talk Mets as well. Sometimes I used to say that the Knicks are just the winter Mets. Anyway, back to what you said. Jason Dominguez is not a great baseball player. I hope that one day he becomes a great baseball player. They don't trust his glove at all, and for good reason. You watch spring training this year, he still was having issues. Yes, he's tearing it up at the plate in the minors, but that's the minors. What I will say is I've got no love for Randall Grichuk. I hated Randall Grichuk as a Blue Jay. I forget whatever. I don't know if he killed us with any other team. The Diamondbacks, the Angels, but like really was as a Blue Jay, he wanted to be a Yankee killer. I got no love for the guy, but that goes back to what I'm saying about how they justify their things, right? I've got so many catchphrases for the Yankees. The Yankees aren't the last to know. The Yankees are the last to admit. They will die hard on their trades, their contracts, and their roster decisions. Don't on my head and tell me it's raining. They just do these things because they can. J.C. Escar, a second year here, to me doesn't make any sense. He's not good enough to justify it, to not have a right-handed catcher. Like, you had the whole offseason to figure out how to get a right-handed catcher. And then, so far, he hasn't been good enough to justify it. Randall Grichuk, to me, is insurance because you didn't feel like Dominguez was good enough to be the fourth outfielder, but like Randall Grichuk hasn't been good enough early on. And I know it's a small sample size. He's a veteran. I'll give him credit. I know I was at that Thursday game that they lost 1-0 and they were no hit for 6 innings against the A's. And there was a ball hit that Randall Grichuk got to, and I'm like, no way does Dominguez get to that ball in the sun. But he's ours. He's our kid. He's our guy. Embrace the Martian. He's supposed to be with this team. So how long does the Randall Grichuk experiment go on? And then when it comes to Grisham, you can't make a mistake giving somebody a qualifying offer. And the example I always use is they didn't give Gleyber Torres a qualifying offer. They didn't want to make that mistake. They didn't want to make that move at all. They wanted that. Not even that they wanted it. They would have been okay if it didn't happen. But I think, as we were weighing it, and I hate when people talk about draft picks. It's not about draft picks. It's about the team. It's about this year making a team and a roster this year. This team is expected to win the division and go back to the World Series. The end. So when you give him the qualifying offer, I think 60-65% of you has to feel like, hey, well, he takes it. We get our center fielder back that hit 34 bombs last year. The best offense in baseball, the best outfield offensively, and very solid defensively in baseball. Why not run that back? But Trent Grisham killed me today. And I know it was windy, but I feel like just he's so cavalier with how he goes after the ball. And I know it hit the bottom of his glove, but I'm like, you got to have that. You got to have that ball. You're there. Make that play. And then at the plate, yeah, he's worked some walks, and I'm glad he had some pop. He pulled some home runs. But for $22 million this year, I wouldn't have done it. I wouldn't have done it because I felt like last year you got a return on your investment, $5 million for what you got out of him last year. It's just going to be hard for him to duplicate that this year. But whatever. It's early in the season. They're a couple games over 500. And when you look around baseball too, and please do that, it's a healthy exercise to look around too. When you realize it's early in the season, and this is how we'll transition to the Mets. When you look around and you realize it's early in the season, just look in your division. I know the Yankees got swept by the Tampa Bay Rays in Tropicana, but they have the same amount of wins as the Rays. They have 11 wins. Right? The Minnesota Twins have 11 wins. The Cleveland Guardians have 11 wins. In the American League, they have the most wins out of any team in the American League. Now, I haven't seen the final scores tonight, and I don't know who's playing everybody. But what I'm saying, there's a little bit of perspective that has to be had when you're oh, this team sucks, this team's not good enough, they're running it back, and we want to complain about the bullpen and the lineup construction and whatever. All in all, it's not like they're the worst. That's the segue for the Mets. Mets fans, come closer, please. Come in. I don't want any smoke with y'all. I don't hate the Mets. These are my Mets. I've never watched as much Mets baseball in my life as I have the last 5 years that I've been on WFAN. And you know what? I thought Steve Cohen was coming in here to change things. I thought it was a lock. You got all the money in the world to change things. I thought, oh, here we go. They told me he was the new George Steinbrenner. I didn't like that. But I'm like, hey, he's a billionaire. He's coming in. He's a Met fan. He might have the pockets and the passion to make the Mets perennial contenders. He might be able to break the curse. And now there's a Mondami curse. There's a Mr. and Mrs. Met curse. They hugged Mondami. I don't even know anything about that. There's a curse from Pride Night. There's a curse from him talking about the free tickets. 58% of people didn't show up. There's all of these things. A curse of Juan Soto not being here. And that's another thing. Come close. Soto can't fix this.
I don't know if anybody can compete with Steve Cohen.
Soto can't fix this, Stevie. And you know what? You know what I would tell, talking about competing with Steve Cohen? Steve Cohen's got to stop competing with social media. Delete the app, deactivate. I've been saying that for 2 years. I think most of the time when I've replied to Steve Cohen, and I met him once upon a time in Legends. Shout out to Craig. I remember Craig got me, Big Mac, Tommy, Legend seats for the Subway Series, I think 2023. And I said, hey, I see what you're doing. Great job. Keep going. And he was nice. But he wasn't so active on Twitter then. The Twitter stuff doesn't help. The fan base is irate, embarrassed, and the team is a mess. And with all the money in the world, and then going to get the smartest guy in the world that we thought in David Stearns, right? That's supposed to be a powerful combination. And in his first year, you inherited oh my God, you inherited a team that got on a rocket ship. I remember doing shows that year saying, I've never seen a team hit like this. And they had 14 hits today. Didn't amount to much, but he inherited a team that it just seemed like everything lined up for. They had a hit record. They had a McDonald's character come to life. The team was possessed. And David Stearns didn't believe in that team. And I don't believe in this team that David Stearns built. When we come back, I'll tell you what the problem is with the Mets. I'll tell you what the problem is with David Stearns. I'll tell you what the problem's going to be for a while here. They're not out of it yet. They're not done yet. But when we look around the league for perspective and you want to talk about who's the worst, they just lost 9 in a row. The Mets, with that high-ass payroll, are the worst team in the National League. They're the worst team in baseball. Keith McPherson on the Fan is about to be midnight. We got to break it down. 888-808-1019. Knicks to talk. Dexter Lawrence to talk. Jets to talk. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
My name is Christine, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, was a healthy 34-year-old, and 3 months later, he was gone. Thankfully, he had life insurance. Ethos made it so easy. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. 100% online, no medical exam. Life insurance didn't take away the loss, but it did give us the space to just grieve.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/protect. Ethos.com/protect. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Breaking news for your home. Wayday. Wayfair's big sale is almost here, and you can score the best deals in home. Like up to 80% off everything home. Yes, you heard that right. 80% off with free shipping on everything. Plus surprise flash deals all Wayday long. We're talking outdoor furniture and essentials, rugs, and more. All at Wayfair, and all up to 80% off during Wayday. Shop Wayfair's Wayday from April 25th through 27th.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
Attention, have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers, so don't wait. If you owe $10,000, $20,000, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-894-7722. That's 800-894-7722. Again, 800-894-7722.
If you've got spring fever, Lowe's has the cure. During SpringFest, make your landscape stand out with 3 free bags of Miracle-Gro 3/4 cubic foot garden soil when you buy 3. Plus, get up to 40% off select major appliances to keep clothes, food, and dishes fresh all season long. Our best lineup is here at Lowe's. Valid through 4/22 while supplies last. Selection varies by location. See Lowe's.com for details. Soil offer excludes Alaska and Hawaii.
You know the feeling. It's 2 a.m. You're awake, running the numbers in your head. Payroll's coming. A client hasn't paid. Costs just went up. And you're thinking, how am I going to make this work? That's where LendSeek comes in.
That was me. I had payroll in 3 days and money tied up in receivables. I couldn't wait weeks for a bank. I went to LendSeek, and within minutes, I saw real funding options. They were clear, upfront, no games. By the next day, the money was in my account. Payroll went out. Crisis over.
LendSeek uses AI to match your business with the right funding, up to $5 million in as fast as 24 hours.
With LendSeek, it's not just funding, it's knowing you're covered when things get tight.
If you've been in business for at least 1 year with at least $500,000 annual revenue, apply today. No upfront costs, no prepaid penalties, because in business, waiting isn't an option. Start ready, stay ready with LendSeek. Apply at lendseek.com. That's LENDSEEK.com.
And Doug.
There's nowhere I wouldn't go to help someone customize and save on car insurance with Liberty Mutual, even if it means sitting front row at a comedy show.
Hey everyone, check out this guy and his bird. What is this, your first date?
Oh, no. We help people customize and save on car insurance with Liberty Mutual together. We're married.
Me to a human, him to a bird.
Yeah, the bird looks out of your league anyways.
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
The problem with radio is we can't show you our new box packed with a KFC snacker, 5 nuggets, fries, and a drink for just $7. So you'll just have to trust us when we say the crispy golden fried breading will make your mouth water. You'll have to trust us when we say this is a ridiculous amount of chicken for such a small price. And you'll have to really trust us when we insist that, yes, it really is only $7. $7 box feast from KFC. Trust us, it's finger-licking good.
Prices and participation may vary. Tax, tips, and fees extra.
Everything you knew about reaching customers online is being rewritten. Time to rethink your approach. Outcomes from Viant finds real customers. Not impressions, not clicks, customers. Our AI maximizes every dollar of your budget against the outcomes that matter most and proves it happened. It's smarter advertising made simple. Visit Viant.ai.
Hi, this is John Starks. At John Starks Kia, we don't play games. No gimmicks, no tricks, no hidden fees, no surprises. Score our John Starks special this month. A Kia Sportage for just $333 a month with just $3 due at signing. That's right, all threes. It's my favorite number. What we say is what it is, period. See you at John Starks Kia in Queens.
36-month lease. Excludes tax, title, and MV fees. No security deposit required. 10,000 miles per year. Expires April 30th.
Recently, our company softball team lost the big game by 1 run. Then Dale tried to console us with the quote, "Winning isn't everything." Dale's a loser. I play to win. Like early payout from Bet365. If my team goes up big, I get paid out instantly, even if they blow the lead later.
Sound familiar, Dale?
Bet365. Winning is everything. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in New Jersey. T&Cs apply. In-app only.
Roofing contractors. Every job counts. That's why GAF Timberline HDZ shingles are built for speed and precision. The strike zone nailing area allows for fast and accurate installation. Homeowners get the look they love, and you get the confidence of installing GAF's #1 selling shingle. Riverhead Building Supply. The team that's ready, proven, trusted. Explore colors and features at rbscorp.com.
At Citizens, we help make sense of your money and all your money questions.
Do I keep renting or finally buy?
Do I plan for a vacation or plan for a renovation?
How big of a nest should my nest egg be?
If money talks, what's it say to me?
Is cash still king?
Wait, when did a dollar slice go up to $3? Whatever money questions you have, Citizens has the answers. Make sense of your money at citizensbank.com/made-ready. Member FDIC.
Step up your game in a Mercedes-Benz from Ray Catena. When it comes to performance, luxury, and selection, count on the power of 3. Mercedes-Benz of Edison, Ray Catena of Freehold, and Mercedes-Benz of Union. 3 powerhouse locations delivering what matters most. First-class customer service and an experience that's always a win. Their expert team is ready to help you find the perfect Mercedes-Benz, whether it's a gas, hybrid, or all-electric. Make your move to the triple luxury Mercedes-Benz dealerships. Visit RayCatenaMercedes.com.
The most important meal of the day just got better at Dunkin'. Now you can get a medium hot or iced coffee, 6 crispy hash browns, and a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich, all for $6. That's a full breakfast meal for $6. 6 crispy golden hash browns, a warm, delicious bacon, egg, and cheese, and a medium coffee to start your day off right. Do breakfast the Dunkin' way or order Dunkin's $6 meal deal. No substitutions, participation times may vary. Limited time offer cannot be combined with other offers. Exclusions and terms apply.
Are you sick and tired of paying high prices for Continental tires? Then get to Town Fair Tire for the lowest price you'll find anywhere. Yes, the guaranteed lowest price on every Continental tire. Plus, at Town Fair, you get free services for life. Think about it. Why look anywhere else for Continental tires when Town Fair gives you the guaranteed lowest price plus free services for life? Nobody beats a Town Fair tire deal. Nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
Hey, Mount Vernon, don't miss out on your chance to celebrate the grand opening of Floor & Decor. Visit them starting April 23rd for 7 days of deals. Enjoy vendor demonstrations and select bulk discounts featuring Mapei, Schluter, Ladacrete, and Weedy. Daily giveaways for the first 200 customers and more. Don't miss out on their grand opening celebration all week long, starting April 23rd. Get more info at flooranddecor.com/Mount Vernon Pro.
Calling all hoops fans, get off the bench and onto the court for another exciting basketball season with BetMGM, an authorized gaming partner of the NBA. From same-game parlays to live bets, you can call your shot during any play. Rooting for your favorite players? You'll find all sorts of markets for betting on any star's performance on any given night. Don't miss a single highlight or buzzer-beating shot by getting all your picks in with BetMGM. Ready to shoot your shot? Download the app today and make your bets. BetMGM, make it legendary. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 years of age or older to wager and physically present in New York only. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards vary and expire in 7 days. Gambling problem? Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
Talk sports with Craig Carton and Chris McMonagle on The Carton Show. Afternoons from 2 to 7 on WFAN, WFAN FM, WFAN FM HD1 New York, and Odyssey Sports Station.
Good morning, good morning. It's been a long time. Shouldn't have left you. I didn't mean to leave, y'all. I was actually thinking, too, I was like, I think this was the longest stretch of time. I think the last show I did was March 7th. It was a Saturday, March 7th. But, like, things happen. I went to spring training. I had some other things going on. And we have great talent here. Like, there's not unlimited spots. Can I put some more people over? You know, I said I was happy for Hoff and Big Mac and Tommy. Al Cintron, too. I remember listening to Al's first show, T.O. Al. I filled in and did some of Al's overnights. And after that, I was like, nah, never again. I was like, nah, that overnight, boy, that overnight. If you do 2 overnights back to back, your whole week is messed up. Shout out to Al, really coming into his own style, his own voice over this last year or so. I ran into some of his people in Brooklyn, and like, you know, representation matters. Me being a brother and Al being Boricua, like, just like it matters. This is New York City. We need some black people. We need some Hispanic people. Obviously, we have white people, but you know, it matters. We need to tap into everybody a little bit. Who else? Oh, Rami, my good Jewish brother Rami Lavi. So happy for Rami and proud of Rami. Rami came in here through Spike, like I came in here through Spike, and man, Rami came in here. He didn't even know what to do. Like, he didn't even know where to go. Like, Rami came in here, did not know exactly what to do, but you know what he did? He worked, he put his head down, he grinded. And I got a ton of respect for Rami. He helped me out. He did a lot of stuff for me, you know, behind the scenes, and just like, he's a team player, and he's been rewarded for that. So I got nothing bad to say about Rami and everybody, man. I'm happy for everybody's success, and the station is thriving. There's no rank of Jewish people. I hear in my headphones, Rami is the first Jewish person you think. I said it's just a good Jewish brother as we're talking about diversity and we're talking about, you know, representation. But of course, before you leave, go ahead.
Your first show I was with you.
And before you leave, tell us more about Steve Summers and what you guys are doing, because I know you're low-key his right-hand man. I know somewhere behind the scenes you're on the podcast and you're definitely doing some type of wheeling and dealing to make some of this stuff go down.
I do what I can, yeah. So Lawrence, New York, it's right over the border of Nassau County and Queens. 5 Towns batting cage and mini golf, 1 to 3 o'clock on Sunday. Steve will be signing books, taking pictures, answering questions. I'm going to try to get him in a batting cage and on the mini golf course. I think the weather is going to be a little questionable, so dress appropriately. Obviously, the glue will be there, and the glue will be keeping things together.
And there you have it. The glue, Paulie, Vincent Von Vincent, Paul's randomness, and the legendary Steve Summers out there, 5 Towns. Go check him out. And don't have Steve doing too much. Don't try to have him in the batting cage swinging it. Like, let's not. Let's be careful. We just want to hear him speak. We just want to hear him talk.
No, I think I can get him on the mini golf course. I think the batting cage is going to be a little bit of a stretch, but I'm going to try.
Okay. And I want to hear him talk about the Mets. Before the break, I told you I was going to tell you what's wrong with the Mets. It's simple. I don't hate the Mets. These are my Mets, and these Mets have inherited last year's Mets problems. That was an all-time collapse last year. That was an all-time embarrassment coming one game short of the postseason. Bo Bichette was in the World Series. That ain't got nothing to do with Bo Bichette. Marcus Semien 3 years ago won the World Series. He got traded over here. That's got nothing to do with him either. They've inherited their problems. You ever date a girl who's talking about her ex too much, and she might say something like, "Are you liking girls' photos on Instagram? My ex used to always like girls' photos on Instagram. I hate that. I hate when a guy I'm dating just can't stop liking girls' photos on Instagram." No. I don't even follow any girls. What are you talking about? You're inheriting somebody else's problem. That's got nothing to do with me, right? That's got nothing to do with Luis Robert. Luis Robert is free. Even in a 9-game losing streak, it's better than being a Chicago White Sox. Freddie Peralta was traded here. And that's my segue into the Milwaukee Brewers and the man from Milwaukee. This is not Milwaukee, David Stearns. You thought that you could look at your numbers. You thought you could look at contracts. You thought that you could put together a team. And I know it's early, but early signs, early returns, they're in a hole. They have to make the playoffs this year. They have to make the postseason this year. You cannot have another year where you light that much money on fire. This fan base won't stand for it. They won't go for it. This is the same fan base that you challenged to come out last year, and they did. They went from 18th in the league to 5th in the league in attendance. They answered the call. You didn't. The same fan base that you got Juan Soto for, and now Juan Soto's expected to come back and carry. Juan Soto can't fix all this. Juan Soto is one guy. He definitely is going to affect the lineup. They're not walking enough. Like I heard a stat today that Brett Beatty, out of all qualified hitters, he doesn't have a walk. He's not walking. He's not seeing this. Like, well, Juan Soto will fix that, but Juan Soto can't be expected to win you a bunch of games. The problem with the Mets is after an all-time collapse, the expectation of the fan base, right? Let's go back a little bit. After an all-time collapse, this was one of the worst off seasons in history. I'm not talking about the guys that you got. Luke Weaver, Devin Williams, they also inherited the Mets problems from last year. They were with the Yankees. Told y'all Luke Weaver bringing his Yankee bag in there. And I told y'all Devin Williams is mentally soft. But we'll get to it. We'll get to it. This offseason was one of the worst offseasons I can remember for Mets fans, watching guys that they love, guys that were proven here in New York that you knew could do it in the city, go. They didn't have the money to pay Pete Alonso after Pete Alonso sets the home run record, the polar bear. Pete Alonso deserved better. And even though I hate the Baltimore Orioles, I'm rooting for that guy to get going. Brandon Nimmo got going perfectly fine. Brandon Nimmo looks good to me. You could use a Brandon Nimmo on this team, but instead you're relying on Brett Beatty. And they look disjointed. They look out of sorts because this is new. There is no chemistry. They're playing different positions, right? You gave all that money to Jorge Polanco. You want him to be your first baseman. He's not. So you got to rely on Jared Young, Brett Beatty, Mark Vientos. They don't know where to go with the ball. They don't know where to throw the ball. They don't know what to do. It's a mess. It's a New York mess. And I haven't even said anything about the pitching. Kodai Senga is a joke. He's worried about getting hurt. He's not competitive. His last 2 starts were abysmal. It's an automatic loss. The game is over. Ghost Fork. I'm watching the Mets, And I don't know how they come out of this. You guys want to blame Carlos Mendoza. You want to fire Carlos Mendoza. You're not going to fire a guy 20 games in. You're not going to fire a guy without his best player. And you're not going to fire a guy that you brought in, David Stearns, right? This rich owner and this boy genius decided that they didn't need Buck Showalter. I'm a Buck Showalter guy. Obviously, he used to be the Yankee guy. And then if you're a Yankee fan and you watch Yes Network, Buck used to always add some type of insight that nobody else would add. He's just such a smart baseball guy and a character in himself. And you know what? Buck Showalter will never manage again. And the way that they just pushed him to the side, they wanted Craig Counsell. But they said, you know what we'll do? We'll go get Carlos Mendoza. And if you're a Met fan who hates the Yankees and Yankee fans, you should hate how they started this pipeline from Carlos Mendoza to Harrison Bader to Luis Severino, Clay Holmes. Come on down. Yeah, we'll take Luke Weaver. He's cooked. Yeah, we'll take Devin Williams. We'll pay him before Edwin Diaz. This was one of the worst offseason for Met fans. You're not going to pay the trumpets? You're not going to pay Edwin Diaz? Make him the highest, whatever. You have all the money. You don't let that guy leave the room. You don't let that. The baseball world was looking at the Mets like you don't let him sign with the Dodgers. You don't allow that. You have the money. Oh, he just wanted to be a Dodger. No, not if you throw a bag at him. But anyway, isn't it serendipitous how we're watching that game the other night and Devin Williams, who hadn't pitched in like 8 days, he blows it. Edwin Diaz is warming up. And I'm thinking the whole 3 games that they get swept, I cannot wait to see the trumpets, but in Chavez Ravine, in Dodger Stadium. I cannot wait to see the warped world we live in. Mets fans got to watch Edwin Diaz come out. Bam, 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 bam. Never happened. Devin Williams spared you. Devin Williams, he spared you. And Francisco Lindor, he's got to be concussed or have concussion-like symptoms. Even today, I'm watching the game. He didn't know how many balls or strikes there were. I think they said he got fooled by the scoreboard. But I'm like, how do you not know the count? You're in the batter's box. How do you not know how many? Like, whatever. He ended up getting on. But Lindor with the little gaffes and the mental lapses, that's bad. That's so bad for a guy that we thought was going to be the captain when David Wright's number got retired. We thought they were going to end the ceremony passing the torch to him to be the captain. No way. And then Steve Cohen comes out this year. There will never be a captain on my watch, not as long as I'm here. Oh, this is new. This is not your first year. Here's the first that we're hearing of this. Why? What went on? What went on in that clubhouse? Who didn't like who? Who pushed for whom to be sent elsewhere? Because, again, I go back to David Stearns and this team and this offseason. Edwin Diaz. And then Jeff McNeil, and Jeff McNeil comes here and he shows you I can still hit. Jeff McNeil comes here, he gets a round of applause and he gets this love and adulation that, like, he said, I hope that I would get that, but I feel like Jeff McNeil got even more love because he's still playing well. This team's not playing well, and he had something to prove. 888-808-1019. If I'm a Met fan, I'm mad as hell because it's like every year you gotta wait. Every year it's like, these empty promises. Every year you get sold a false bill of goods by guys that should be able to do better. A rich-ass owner and a guy that's supposed to be one of the brightest minds in baseball. This is a mess. This is embarrassing. They're about to go L10. Come on, Freddie Peralta, save us. This is not Wisconsin, bro. It is hard to do things here. I was listening to Jim Duquette talk about how they got booed off the field and how a lot of these guys, like even like a young Carson Bench, yeah, you got to deal with it, bro. New York, big city of dreams. Everything in New York ain't always what it seems. It's tough to make it out here. If you can make it there, you'll make it. 888-808-1019. Let's talk about the Mets for a little bit. Brian is in Hollywood, Florida with us next. What's up, Brian?
Keith, welcome back. It's great to hear your voice. And you surmised it perfectly. Skipping the Mets for 1 minute, that you surmised on the money. You just announced the United Nations of Sports Announcers at WFAN, and that's what you guys are. You're fabulous. And you all come together for one cause, and that's what these New York Mets do not do.
Yeah, we've got a lot of talent here. I didn't mention Gordon Damer. I didn't mention Anthony Gallo. Like, there's a lot of people that have been jumping on the mic and holding it down here. But, yes, we do come together, and we all perform. You know, I am on standby, and I let everybody know, hey, let me know when you need me. If I can make it, I'm in there. I'll rock. And that's what I'm doing tonight. And we're talking about the Mets. And like, I didn't even get to Sean Manaea today. How much money is Sean Manaea making to be a long man and light the game on fire? Like, I'm looking at the moves that they made and they didn't make. Somebody call me up and tell me what was the genius move that David Stearns made to help the Mets in his short amount of time here. 888-808-1019. Brian, did you have something on the Mets or was that it?
Just getting back to the tag play at third base a few games back.
Yeah.
When Lindor took that hot glove to the chin. He needs an MRI, a CAT scan, whatever. There's something amiss.
Even today, he went down. He went down, and I'm like, I feel like he needs a day off. And I know he plays every day. Thanks for the call, Brian. But between that play and it was like one of the first games, or if not the first game at home, when he slid and he hit his head, something is not right with him. I know he had the hamate bone injury, right? He missed spring training. That's not right with him. He couldn't play in the World Baseball Classic. We all know how much he loves Puerto Rico and wanted to play with Team PR and did not. What is it with Lindor, bro? Now he's on Part of My Take. He's doing media stuff. And I know he homered the other night, but like as the leader of the team and as a guy that a lot of people speculate doesn't vibe with Juan Soto, Soto's not here right now. You need to be on your P's and Q's. You need to be crossing your T's and dotting your I's. You need to lead by example. And the example you said is, you don't know how many outs there are. You're getting picked off. You don't know that we're about to turn a double play here. Go cover second. Like, it's like the stuff with Lindor, you have the right to be steaming hot mad about. Let me get to my Yankee fans that are holding. I still got more to do with the Mets, but I know you don't want to hear it from me. It just always falls on me. Like, I got to be on the day that Hawk Tua girl threw out that first pitch. That was one of my favorite shows ever at WFAN. Because I'm like, they had Hawk Tua girl on camp day. They played the Sacramento A's. And, of course, on the day that Hawk Tua was there, they blew it. 888-808-1019. Brian is in Aberdeen with us on the Fan. Hello, Brian.
What's going on, Keith? Thanks for taking the call.
You got it.
So, I guess getting back to the Yankees, we talked a lot about the hitting, McMahon, Caballero, a lot of moving parts. It's very early in the season. It's a marathon. It's not a race. The biggest question is, I guess, is when you got Cole coming back soon. He pitched well today. You got Rodon coming back. Who do you think would be the best pieces to move into the bullpen? If we're concerned about the bullpen, do you move a heel back there? Do you move a Warren back there?
No, I'm leaving young Will Warren. I want him to continue to build on what he's done this year and what he did last year. He takes the ball. He competes. I'm leaving Will Warren. For me, Ryan Weathers and Luis Gil, in whatever order, probably Gil first, then Weathers. Gil didn't even break camp with the team. He's back now because we got these 13 games in a row. I could see a role for Gil in the bullpen. And then Weathers being a left-handed, hard-throwing pitcher, like he could be a weapon. As right now, we don't know about Camilo Doval. Like maybe he could even be a setup guy. And, that's why I say, too, help is on the way because we're going to have to figure out a few different things. As we were talking about Randall Grichuk, like the Randall Grichuk experiment for me is over. I don't need to see him anymore. Like I get it with Dominguez. You needed that fourth outfielder because you don't trust Dominguez. But, shout out to my guy Lee who just tweeted at me, and he was talking about, Grichuk can go because Cabby and Rosario have experience playing the outfield. So when Volpe comes back or Cole comes back or Rodon comes back and they got to shift the roster, like it's probably Grichuk and then J.C. Escarra as the first two to pack their bags and arrivederci.
Agreed. And can I share something on a personal note?
Yeah.
So I had the pleasure of meeting your mom at the restaurant tonight.
Yeah. Yes.
What an amazing woman. Incredibly personable. She spoke so highly of you and your entire family.
Of me? My mom spoke highly of me. I got to speak highly of her. She's the GOAT. She's the greatest. She did it. She produced Sean, Keith, Taylor, and we've produced. And it all started with Crystal McPherson.
And yeah, I mean, as she said, she's like, everybody called me Auntie Candy. She was such a nice person. Again, like I'm looking forward to seeing you, Dwight Gooden, your mom, and everybody at McClune's on Monday, man. My God, what an amazing woman she is.
Thank you, Brian. And we're going to have a great time. Appreciate the call again. Brian's down there in Aberdeen, Monmouth County. We got a bunch of tickets sold. There's still room. McClunesPierhouse.com. I just feel so proud to go home and do these events. You know, shout out to WFAN, which has literally launched my career. And people have gotten to hear me speak and tell my story. And then I'm able to go back home to these different bars and restaurants and host legends. From, me doing Paul O'Neill at the Stone Pony and Aaron Boone coming down and Willie Randolph coming down. And now we've got Doc Gooden celebrating 40 years since he won the World Series with the Mets and 30 years since the no-hitter with the Yankees. Monday night, McClunesPierhouse.com. There's still tickets available. Pull up. We're going to eat dinner. We're going to talk shop. The same way you hear me talking on the fan, I'll be on the mic talking there. I'll interview Doc. And then we will take everybody's questions, pictures, sign autographs. And I'm just so proud to get to go home to the place where my mom birthed me, Monmouth Medical Center right down the street, Monmouth University right down the street. I'm so proud to be who I am because, I don't remember that type of stuff going on when I was young. And I would have never imagined it would be me in this position to bring former players from the New York Mets, the New York Yankees, down to the shore area and get people together and kind of, have a special night, a little treat for the people down there that love baseball, that watch baseball, that drive up to the stadium. They're just not here in the city to see, all the stars. So yeah, Monday night at McClune's, Long Branch, Pier Village. I'll see you there. Let's go back to the phone and keep it rolling before I have to take another break. Lori is in Ocean Township, New Jersey on the fan with us next. Hello, Lori.
Hi, Keith. So I do know your sister, but I wanted to ask, did you play baseball in high school?
I was on the track team. I was running the 100, 200, 400 relay.
What year did you graduate? Because that's how we live our lives. What grade were you in?
They say a woman never reveals her age. I can't tell you that.
Okay. So were you with Shane Bigelow? So do you have any good Bam Bam Bigelow stories? Yeah. So
Bam Bam Bigelow's son Shane, and rest in peace to Bam Bam. We're the same year. We won the state championship together. He was a D tackle on my football team. He's his man.
So you were in my brother's grade then. So Alan Scarpa, that's my brother.
Yeah, of course. I know who this is now on the phone. Wow. How you doing?
I'm good. Yeah. I'm his youngest sister, so you might be thinking I'm his other sister, Diana. I'm not Diana.
Oh, I mixed up Diana. Did Diana work at Guitar Center?
She did. Yeah.
I worked at Guitar Center for a few months. I definitely mixed you two up.
Yeah, I'm the youngest. So yeah, so I was not. Yeah,
I did not play baseball. I was football, weight room, track. Because once I started varsity as a sophomore, and once you start varsity, they pretty much tell you what you're gonna do. You're gonna get ready for football season. So no, I didn't. I stopped playing baseball, Babe Ruth League, age 13, and just locked in on playing quarterback.
Okay, so I did call and talk to Evan because I know he's a big Bam Bam Bigelow fan. And because my brother played with Shane, Bam Bam would always be at Colts Field playing there. He was always there. And one day, my sister Diana, she made me take the payphone when I was 5 and call 911 because she learned in school that the police would come. And I was scared and hung up. And then just coincidentally, a cop showed up and I was crying, thinking I was going to get arrested. And Bam Bam just scooped me up and just comforted me.
Yeah.
And all I can think of the tattoos on his head, and it didn't scare me. But he was like, "You don't call 911 in case it's an emergency." But he was the sweetest.
Legend. You're gonna make me emotional. I don't want to keep talking about it, but thank you for that story.
That is totally fine because you know what? I'm about to walk into JMax, so I just want to call and say hello, introduce myself.
Yes, get it in for me. I was over there in the summer. Appreciate the call, Lori, and yeah, shout out to the Bigelow family, Shane's mom, Bam Bam, bro. I don't know if I might have told a story on the fan about Bam Bam Bigelow. They had a big house right down the street in Wayside from our middle school, Ocean Township Intermediate School. And I didn't meet Shane, his son, until intermediate school. But Shane's birthday in 5th grade is like lore in our town because Bam Bam invited a bunch of wrestlers. And I think I remember hearing like Shawn Michaels was there. And like some of I can't remember exactly because this was a long time ago, but kids talked about that birthday party being the most ridiculous birthday party because WWE wrestlers pulled up. Like I think like Undertaker might have been there or something like supposedly all of them showed up for Bam Bam and for Shane's birthday when he was 10 years old. And so like that made waves through the school because I went to a different elementary school, but we even heard about it. Like, yo, did you hear about that birthday party for Shane Bigelow, Bam Bam's son? Like all the wrestlers were there. I'm like, I wish. 888-808-1019. I am from the Jersey Shore. Proud to represent New Jersey and the Jersey Shore on the Fan in New York. Keith McPherson on the Fan. We're talking about the Yankees. We're talking about the Mets. Like, I didn't even really continue to go in on the Mets. At least you have Nolan McLean. And I wish the World Baseball Classic went a little different for Nolan McLean, but he's dirty. I always say Nolan McLean, but he's dirty. He's filthy. You know, play on words with his last name being clean. At least you got that kid. You got Soto coming back. The sun will come out tomorrow. They will win games. Maybe they'll win today. They got to stop the bleeding. They're not firing Mendoza. Francisco Lindor has to be a leader. And the rest of those guys got to pick it up, and they got to pick it up fast. I'm blaming David Stearns. I'm looking at David Stearns saying, this is your team. You preached run prevention. You used the two words run and prevention so much, and they're the exact opposite of that. 12 runs scored today. And a defense where, like I said, these guys, a lot of times, they're a mess. Like, they lost a game on a walk-off pop-up to the Cardinals. Like, They don't know where to go with the ball. There's errors or mistakes, and it's just like, it's a joke. It's early in the season, but when you think about the Mets 2 years ago going to the NLCS, and then, you know, where we are now and how they kind of blew up the nucleus and core of that team and some of those players that had done it for years here, even going back to 2022, had done it here. The blood is on David Stearns' hands. What moves has he done that have worked? Joey Wendell. Jeff is in Fairview on the Fan. What's up, Jeff?
How's it going?
It's going.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great show.
Thank you.
McPherson, you're really good, Chris. Cohen, I figured it out. I know why he's not named the captain. Because if he names Lindor, Soto's going to be mad. And if he names Soto, Lindor's going to be mad. So he figures, forget the captain. I mean, maybe he could do a co-captain thing, like
no captains, no one's captain, there's no co-captain, and now it's just this awkward feeling for Lindor and anybody that thought Lindor. We thought Lindor was going to be the captain. He hit that grand slam against the Phillies. It's like, this guy is the guy. Like, you know, we just looked at it as it made sense for him to be the next captain. Neither one of them are homegrown. And so if you even think about Nimmo and Alonso and McNeil and some of the moans and groans that might have came from those guys, there is going to be no captain. There's no captain.
Yeah, I guess he's right. So, and this guy Melendez is pretty good, man. Brett Beatty, he's got to go. I gave him a chance. I can't take Brett Beatty.
He's not going anywhere. He's your guy. He's got to figure it out, and that sucks because you're relying on him to play in the outfield, to play in the infield, to hit, and he has been terrible.
Yeah, I mean, he had a good August and September last year. But they
for
say
a team that
September,
came up short, it does not mean anything.
Yeah.
It hasn't carried over yet. He's a pro. He's been around for some time now. He's not a rookie. Like, he's got to get it going ASAP. Thanks for the call, Jeff. Yeah, I don't know. It's just, you know, the sun will come out tomorrow. You got to hope. Hope week. That's what I say about the Yankees. You got to hope that they just come out of it. But, you know, everybody now is going back to June 13th. I saw Laura Albanese, the great Laura Albanese, put out a tweet saying that since June 13th, and we will all remember that Freaky Friday the 13th. And I remember talking about it on the Fan, but I stayed away from certain things because you got to be careful. They're flammable things if you talk about what went on that day. But I consider myself an American and a patriot. And they did something to me that was not right? When they said, Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet? That's not the Star-Spangled Banner. What they showed on that big screen in Flushing that you could see from Mars during the national anthem, the flag that they chose to show was not the American flag. Whoever's decision that was, okay, as I'm talking about hexes and curses, that was June 13th. They were playing the Rays. I remember it well. They had the best record in baseball. We were talking about how good Hefner's laboratory, Jeremy Hefner's laboratory with the pitching. They had the lowest ERA. Something weird happened on that Freaky Friday. Something changed. And they've been on a 107-game losing pace since. 888-808-1019. Let's go out to PA. Zeke is in Jim Thorpe. Zeke, talk to the people before we break.
Hey, what's going on? Happy Saturday, everybody. Keith, it is so great to just have you back. I'll make this quick. Second time calling in. Last time I called in was 2021 before Judge got his big contract. Everyone was concerned. Is he worth the money? This and that.
Yes.
Look, now he's got 3 MVPs. Here's my quick take. Quick take is, Derek, so you said something before, that there's help on the way, right? Cole and Rondon. Cole's 35 years old. Rondon's probably close to that. He's coming off Tommy John. He's got a lot of bullets in the gun. He was a top overall pick out of UCLA. You only have so many throws. I'm not saying he's not going to be good. He's going to be good. Yankee fans, I'm a diehard Yankee fan. Give him time. Give him time. He needs his time because he's 35 years old. I heard he was throwing 96, 97. That's cool. But these days, that's 85, 86 in the show. So keep that in mind. Garrett Cole might be our 3 or 4. We've got Schlittler. We've got Freed. Rendon is probably going to be fresher based on his age. And with Cole being our 3 and 4, that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Yankee fans, just give him time. Tommy John's no joke, especially at 35 years old, and he's got about a 40-year-old amount of mileage on his arm. So keep that in check. Other thing, 2 quick things. Austin Wells is not the answer. Y'all know that. Getting rid of Trevino is a joke. The quicker we can platoon Wells, get a trade, get something for him would be great. And other than that, go Yankees. And Keith, it is so good to have you back.
Zeke, thanks for the call. I agree with you on Garrett Cole. I want Cole to be right for October. No rush. Also with Wells, I think, and I haven't said this yet, I think Wells benefited off of, Volpe. Remember the first thing we heard was about them having a chicken parm dinner and them, looking at each other's batting stances and changing some. Like Wells noticed something in Volpe's batting. Like Wells was supposed to be a better hitter than a defensive catcher. And in the show, he's a better defensive catcher than hitter. He profiled as a hitter. They thought he was going to be playing first base. And then when you think about Luis Torrens, there's a Mets reference. When you think about Augustin Ramirez, there's a Marlins reference. When you think about, I don't know, there's the Yankees have given away right-handed hitting catchers that were in the system that could be helping right now. We got to break it down. When I come back, I'll hit you with a few things going on that you need to know from what I'm doing, what Steve Summers doing, what Gio is doing, what Kalshi is doing. Keep the calls coming. I want to talk to some Met fans at 888-808-1019. Keith McPherson on the Fan. Be right back.
Before football takes over, the party starts early in Pittsburgh. Be there for the night before. An exclusive invite-only concert at Rivers Casino Event Center on Wednesday, April 22nd. Featuring Jason Aldean, John Morgan, and Shane Prophet. Just days before Jason's new album, Songs About Us, drops April 24th. Want in? Enter this national contest now at Odyssey.com/the night before. That's Odyssey.com/the night before. The Fan, 1019 FM WFAN, an Odyssey sports station.
This is Alex Shulman of Shulman & Hill, New York's premier injury law firm. We'll always stand up for you if you're injured in a slip and fall. If you've ever wished you've had a lawyer in the family, now you will. At Shulman & Hill, it's never one and done. Once you're a client, you're always part of our family. Shulman & Hill, we're not just New York's law firm, we're your law firm. Get your free consultation at hurtny.com. That's hurtny.com.
Looking for the best waste removal on Long Island? Maggio Environmental is your partner in recycling for zero waste. From commercial recycling to full-scale construction projects, they handle it all. Lead reports, trash, and everything in between. And with spring cleanup season here, Maggio makes it easy to clear out yard debris, old furniture, and renovation waste with convenient roll-off containers. They make waste removal simple, efficient, and eco-friendly. Maggio Environmental, from the ground up, they've got you covered. Call or visit MaggioEnvironmental.com today.
Nothing pairs better with Surfside iced tea and vodka or Surfside lemonade and vodka like a day on the golf course. Made with real vodka, real tea, and zero bubbles. That's right, no carbonation. It's not a seltzer. It's Surfside. Cheers to hitting the fairway and cheers to Surfside. Must be 21. Please drink responsibly.
Looking for the best value on new tires? Get to Town Fair Tire. We honor every valid manufacturer's and competitor rebates and give you the guaranteed lowest price. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
In digital advertising, everyone talks about clicks, but clicks don't pay the bills. Sales do. Outcomes from Viant is a new way to advertise that prioritizes your bottom line. Our AI-driven technology looks past the noise to find the customers most likely to buy your product. It's smarter, faster, and designed for real-world results. It's smarter advertising made simple. Visit Viant.ai.
Do you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS like Mark?
I've been doing home remodeling for 30 plus years, but the economy crashed. I wound up losing my home, losing my job, and on top of that, owing the IRS a ton of money. I owed the IRS $114,000. It really, truly was the worst part of my life.
Then Mark found tax relief advocates.
On news radio, I heard about TRA, and I thought, what's the worst that could happen? So I picked up the phone and I called them. When it was all said and done, TRA settled my $114,000 debt for $100, and I'm telling you, I was ecstatic. Could not believe it. Would recommend TRA to anyone.
If you owe 10 or even hundreds of thousands of dollars to the IRS, don't lose hope. Do what Mark did and call TRA for a consultation.
But TRA did. They gave me a second chance, and I'm forever grateful.
Visit TRA.com or call 800-491-9914. 800-491-9914. That's 800-491-9914.
This is John D'Agostino from D'Agostino & Associates, the injury firm. Accident victims, I understand how an accident can turn your world upside down. You're in pain. You need medical care. You can't work. You're struggling to pay your bills, and you don't have a clue what your rights are. So what do? Call the first law firm that pops up on the internet? Look for the best website? Or say, hey, find me a lawyer. The options are endless, but the answers are simple. Ask around, read reviews, and go with your gut. Great law firms build great reputations. I built D'Agostino & Associates one client at a time by doing the right thing for accident victims just like you. Our clients know my team cares, and we're going to fight to get you every dollar you deserve. So call me today at 888-24-LAW-24. That's 888-24-LAW-24. We have offices throughout New York and New Jersey, and we'll come to you. I've been there, and I'll be there for you. D'Agostino Law, bite back.
Happy birthday.
Hey, take a look outside.
No way! An electric bike? Can I take it for a ride?
We have a car versus electric bike crash on Main Street. Victim is a 17-year-old male and unresponsive. No sign of helmet use.
Don't let your gift become your grief. Work together. Learn about controlling an e-bike and operating it safely before they ride. Wear a helmet. Be careful in traffic. Slow down and follow the rules of the road. A message brought to you by the Governor's Traffic Safety Committee.
Your official station to talk Yankees. The Fan, 101.9 FM and always live on the free Odyssey app. Download it today.
Still rocking. KM to AM. It is AM. Keith McPherson back on the Fan. Shout out to everybody in the YouTube chat. Appreciate y'all. Getting a lot of love in the YouTube chat. And then I go in during the break and I talk to the YouTube chat. And earlier when I wasn't doing that, they were hating in the chat. But I appreciate the love and the hate you're watching on YouTube. I remember being on, pumping the YouTube to get us to 100K. You're like, YouTube is the way. You know, more people are watching YouTube than watching TV these days, if you can believe that. And on every TV in my house, you can go to the YouTube app. WFAN has 104K subscribers on YouTube. I only have 3,000 subscribers on my McPherson brand YouTube. Subscribe. Because by this time next week, boom. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. I don't push the YouTube a lot. A lot of people have been asking me, hey, man, where's the podcast? I'm like, why would I make a podcast? Like, I made a bunch of podcasts to get on the radio. If we go back in time, I wasn't in here, you know? And shout out to the guys that were in here. That's another thing I'm happy and proud about, that there are so many guys here at WFAN that have worked here for 10, 15, 20 years, and they're really getting to the dreams and goals that they put the time in for. I wasn't in here. I did 4 years. This is year 5, you know? But what got me in here was podcasting, vlogging, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter. I manufactured it. I was a social media manager in New York City for about 4 or 5 years. I worked at MTV, Fubo TV, streaming platform for sports fans, Rock Nation, and then I had a eureka moment. Because I went to school for radio and television. I didn't go to school for marketing, but I was working in marketing. I had a eureka moment that, hey, I learned enough marketing. And there are people making podcasts that are getting popping off of social media. When I know enough about how to do social media, editing videos, writing copy. If I start now in 2018, maybe by 2028, I'll be on. And it happened a lot faster. From 2018 to 2019, 2019 comes, I have commercials on the Yes Network. I'm in the suite with the Yes Network people. You know, 2021, I'm auditioning here. 2022, I'm on a nationally televised MLB Network show. Hey, if you got a dream, go after it. Go chase it. Shout out to everybody on YouTube watching. Shout out to everybody listening wherever you are. You know I always shout out the people that don't call, because I know there's a lot of you that just sit back, relax, and listen to the radio. And I apologize for anybody that enjoys what I bring to the radio. I apologize for anybody that's like, man, I've been missing you. You know, you abandoned me. You left. I'm back. And I'll be back when I'm asked to be back. So let's get back to the show. 888-808-1019 for the folks that do want to call. I'm going to get into the Knicks. It's Saturday. And I don't know if you've got a ticket. I don't know if you plan on being out there. I'm going to be out there. I don't have a ticket yet. I'm not a Knicks fan. I'm not buying a ticket. But I might be gifted one, and then I'll go. I want to be in the, shenanigans that go on afterwards. I want to be out there, and now this has become a reoccurring theme. You know what it's going to look like outside Madison Square Garden after the Knicks win, assuming the Knicks win. We'll get into it, though, because I don't think we should take the ATL Hawks lightly. But I'll tell you why I think that the Knicks are winning this in 5 games. I'm gonna give them 1 game. I'm gonna give the Hawks a gentleman's sweep. 888-808-1019. Let's get these Yankees calls, these Mets calls before we start talking about the Knicks. Jonathan on the west side from Los Angeles on the Fan in New York.
Yo, what it do, my guy?
My guy, we're restoring the feeling. I'm just taking you back in time a little bit.
Thank you so much, man. Yankees won. You got Rosenberg answering the calls, and we got my guy Keith that night. Oh, man, it's a good Friday, man. Hey, man, but first things first, rest in peace to Garrett Anderson, man. I know he was a Yankee killer, but overall, he was a great baseball player, man. So shout out to Garrett Anderson and rest in peace, man. Keith, that Monday, man, when I was going back and forth, I'm going to tell you a quick little story, man. When I was telling you, hey, man, watch the bottom of the lineup come up for the Yankees. I was being sarcastic, and we were having dinner, and I told I got my wife and Bash right here with me, and that day I told them, you know what, I'm done with this team. This team sucks. They're going to lose again. You know what Bash told me, bro? And he's listening to me right now. He told me, how about you start saying they're going to win? And then I told him, I replied, okay, they're going to win. Yeah, right. With the bottom of the lineup, yeah, okay. Let's see if the baseball gods listen to me, all right, Sebastian? Before you know it, I mean, McMahon didn't even walk that off. It was because of the wild pitch. And I'm like, well, looks like the baseball gods listen to me. Next time I got to shut my ass up, man.
Yeah, positive energy, man. We also have carryover from last year. I talked about it on my live the other night about the trauma, the PTSD. We want them to win every single game because they came up one game short. Last year is over. Positive energy. It's early. They're 11-9. And, the 2 walk-offs they had, I felt it coming. It's good to walk off. It was the first walk-off of the season with the wild pitch. Yeah. And I was live for Caballero's walk-off where I felt it come. They gifted it to us. When that ball dropped, I'm like, you got to make them pay now.
Yep. Hey, man, look, all I'm asking for the Yankees is for them to beat the teams they're supposed to beat. Right now, we're talking first place. They basically tied three-way tie with the Twins and with the Rays for the best team in the American League. Hell, look at some positive Mets fans over there still thinking that, well, I'm not going to get to it, but we should be good, man. As long as they...
We'll be fine. We're better than the Twins and the Rays.
Teams,
we have a better roster than the Twins and the Rays.
We should be fine. And remember, my guy, we got Garrett Cole coming back, man.
Right.
Jeez. We hope to listen. We hope you come back, man. But great show as always, my guy. Go Yanks.
Thanks for the call. It's tough because we live in this society of social media and hot takes and reactions, and everybody's got to make content, myself included. I do a lot of content, but you gotta reserve. You gotta stay away from the overreaction, especially with baseball early on. This guy sucks. I'm done with this team. They're not good enough. It's baseball. It's going to be disappointing. And the way the Yankees started, the Yankees start 7-1, 8-2, and we're like, World Series back on. And then they lose to the A's. They go to the Trop and get swept. It's going to be a roller coaster. But don't get off the ride. I'll tell you when to get off the ride. I usually know when to get off the ride. 888-808, you know the number to dial. My boy Aday is in the Bronx. Speaking of, opening day and us being World Series back on.
Yeah, Cole's coming back, so go ahead and run it back.
Hey, we gotta play that. I'm gonna get my boy to play that. Let me see.
On the fan?
Yeah, we can play that on the fan. I'm gonna run that because it's edited. Yeah, it's clean. You ain't cursing it.
No, I was preparing it just for that, for the kids.
Yeah, me too. We gonna run that.
I'm
gonna see. I'm gonna hit Ray right now with the email before we go to the next break. We gonna come back with that because we won.
Awesome,
it only sounds good when we win.
Right. It sounds it's a little bit embarrassing when we lose.
Fact.
But man, it's been a great show. Great to have you back on the fan. Great to be on the fan because, you're taking my calls. It's awesome. I was listening to everything. Listening to the callers. Shout out to the callers. Shout out to the YouTube Live. I'm not in there because I'm driving, but, yeah, just all the people that I usually would hear when you accept calls and call in. It's all familiar. It's it's a nice community,
Yeah, my WFAN, and that's what I said, as far as restoring the feeling, and I apologize for having to leave y'all. It was something that I contemplated for 2.5 years, and what I would equate it to was just feeling I'm about to drown, and I had to come up for air, and I just had, and I'm good now. Yeah, I'm good now. I'm good now, and I think that we've adjusted. It's been 5 months. And when I can come back and do a fill in here or fill in there, I'm not gonna forget how to do this. I'm not gonna forget how to host a show. No,
just to give you your quick flowers. I know you don't like to always receive the flowers. You know what I mean? Because you like to keep it strictly sports. But I see you, man. you treat the calls and the topics like DJ. Like you just like kind of fading one topic in, accepting the caller, fade out to another one. Give the caller the alley-oop to really drive their point home. And when I'm listening, I see what everybody might not see. You know what I mean? When you call, so or when you're on the stand and hosting. So that's my flowers for you. And you bring an art form to this. You're not just talking on a mic. You're guiding and navigating the momentum of conversations and topics.
It's got to have a flow to it. Appreciate the call, bro. It's got to have a flow to it. But I don't know. Depending on who you ask, they say I'm a hack. Depending on who you ask, they say I was fired. Depending on who you ask, they say he's terrible, unlistenable. I knew they were going to get rid of Keith. Yeah, okay. Yeah, all right. Yeah, all right. Whatever makes you sleep better at night, bro. Whatever you got to tell yourself, man. Whatever you guys want to write on Twitter and Reddit, go for it. Knock yourselves out. Because you don't ever put your face and name next to it. My face and name is next to everything. I'm good. I'm proud of who I am. I'm proud of what I've done. And I got more to do. And thank God for WFAN for launching my career. I've had some great conversations in the last 5 months. What's next? What are you doing? Where are you going? And what did I say this whole way through? I said, I'm here on standby. Some people just don't want to get it through their heads. Like, working at night is hard. And shout out to you if you're working right now listening to this show. It's not easy, especially if you have a wife and a kid and a commute and things that go on. Also, this is a radio station. It isn't like they could just transfer me to a daytime part. What am I supposed to do? Like work in the sales office during the day and host my show? We clearly have people in the daytime from the warm-up to the morning show, midday and afternoon. Those spots are taken. So if you can't work at night, what are you supposed to do? Take a step down. Take a step away. And in my stepping down, that created a lane for Tommy Lugauer. Be happy for Tommy. And Tommy is coming into his own and doing his thing and crafting his show and his lane. And good, the universe never unconnects. That's what was meant to happen. Tommy had a feeling where he was telling you, doing a 24-minute show, that he's the future of the fan. And look at how the future came. He went from 24 minutes to 5 hours. And you may not like Tommy, or you may love Tommy, but that's the same for all of us. It's subjective. Like Ade was just talking about my flow, and it's like music, like a DJ. Some people don't like how I host the radio, how I do my show. But that's why you can go to bed and turn it off. And same thing with anybody else. It's free radio. You don't even have to subscribe, but make sure you subscribe on YouTube. Make sure you hit subscribe. We're live in the chat now. You can see me if you want to see what I look like. Black guy with long hair, a nice fade. I'm wearing all black. I dress in all black because the Mets season is over. Another wasted Mets season of our lives. Let's go down to Arkansas and talk to Jeff on the fan. Jeff, how are you?
I'm good. Keith, it's so good to talk to you, man. I always like talking to you. I'm going to throw out a model that's come to my mind, and I want your thoughts about the degree of accuracy or inaccuracy of it. And I'll tell you why I'm going to say this. I've started thinking of the Mets as partially like an expansion team. And I'll tell you why I say that. You have Minaya, you have Kodai Senga, you have Peterson. You have three pitchers they were counting on, all trying to come back from problematic seasons. You have the second baseman, Simeon, with coming off two poor seasons. An expansion team might get him in a draft, like somebody who'd been really, really good, and his home team has kind of lost faith in him. And yeah, you can have him. You have Bichette, who has a great record, but not a good arm even at shortstop. You have him playing third base. You have some young players, but they haven't proven themselves, except maybe for Francisco Alvarez. I think he started to do it. But Beatty, Vientos, I think Benj is going to be good. But you have some players like Taylor in the outfield. So you have two Yankee relievers who have potential, but the Yankees didn't try to really keep them. So anyway, that still led me to think they have some aspects of an expansion team.
That's an expensive ass expansion team. That payroll is too high to be an expansion team. They got to be better. You can't spend that much money. You can't make that many moves. You can't have that many core players depart and bring in new pieces and be this bad. I don't want to say that their season is over, but what I will say is the pressure of having to get back to the postseason, you needed to start fast. And they have started all-time bad. This 9-game losing streak in April, people are talking about historically right now.
Yeah, it's a big hole they're digging to try to
And it's a lot to overcome for a new group. And, like, the same old Mets moniker is there. And you know what I said in the offseason? I like parts of the team, but with the Mets, what can happen negatively will. Like, I can only judge you off of your past. I can only judge you off of what I've seen. Do the Mets put together teams that miraculously overcome, or is this a 40-year drought since their last World Series win? And have we seen things blow up and explode in their faces more than not? I mean, Juan Soto, they add Juan Soto to a team that went to the NLCS and they missed the postseason. And then they blow that team up and put this team together, and it's just like, it's a mess. People that call it the New York mess, it is a mess. And it's not even, like, there is no trolling. It's not funny. It's not funny. Like, this is a terrible start, and they got to fix it. Firing Mendoza is not going to fix it. Juan Soto coming back is not going to fix it. Like, these guys have to play better. And this is the last thing I'll say before I pass it back to you, because we're going to have to break soon anyway. When you need to get out of a funk, when you need to find a way to win, in a game of failure, you got to be damn near perfect, and they make too many mistakes. They made mistakes with the roster, and they make mistakes on the field, and here we are.
And I'm thinking, too, they messed up the minor league system to some extent because they spent a lot of minor league
Did
capital.
you see Brandon Sproat's last start? Thanks for the call, Jeff. 888-808-1019. Can I sneak in another call with these 2 minutes here before we get to the top of the hour? Sonny is in Brooklyn on the Fan. Sonny, I wanted to get you in there before 1.
My man, Keith, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I hear you on the radio. Can you hear me all right?
Yes.
Okay, great. Well, it's good to hear from you, Keith. I'm a Yankees fan. It was nice to see the Yankees win again today, but I got to take why the Mets have been losing since last August. You want to know?
We all want to know.
So here it goes. You know of a certain guy named Blippi?
I was there on Blippi Day. I took my son to meet Blippi. And shout out to the Mets. The Mets treated me like I was Evan Roberts.
Well, you are Keith McPherson. You're better than Evan Roberts.
No, but I'm saying, like, they brought me downstairs where the Delta Club was. They brought me into this back area. I think I saw Jeff McNeil's wife and kids. Like, I got the treatment, and that's why I said, I remember being on air, they did not have to go above and beyond to escort me to a private area for my son to meet Blippi, who he's already grown out of. We don't do any Blippi anymore. But, yeah, is that the next curse? I didn't even think of that. Is that the curse that they're under now? Because I remember that day, Kodai Senga pitched, and Agustin Ramirez, boom, hit a home run to the party deck. And I'm like, damn. And the guy next to me was just like, see, the game's already over.
Listen, man, I'll tell you this. I think that was announced in the middle of July. And you can say that's when they started to have losing streaks. And then in August, it was just a total bomb. And I'll tell you what, man, much love and real recognize real. They took care of you, man. And that's awesome. But hey, man, I got 2 kids and you got kids, so you understand. But with Blippi, I don't know. I can't trust the guy. It's Miss Rachel all the way, brother. It's nice to hear you, man. I heard you on the other podcast the other day, man. I got to say, much love to you. You're a real good guy, man. I'm glad I got to talk to you. Your producers are great, brother. Thank you.
Thanks for the call, Sonny. So much to learn about. It'll make you want to shout BLI. PPI is Blippi. And like Blippi was dancing on the dugout. He was doing this. Hey. I don't know. Like, there's a Blippi curse on the Mets. There's a free ticket curse. Y'all didn't go claim those free tickets. There's a Mondami curse on the Mets. There's a Pride Night curse on the Mets. There's a Pete Alonso, Brandon Nimmo, Edwin Diaz curse on the Mets. What else? Maybe it's just the same. Oh, Mets. All right, we got to break now. It's 1 o'clock. I want to talk about the Knicks in this last hour, though. The winter Mets. But I don't want to call them the winter Mets because, like, the Knicks, they were very Mets-like for a long time. And we're in this window where, like I just said, hey, you already know what the vibes are outside the Garden tonight. Like, the Knicks have given us consistent playoff energy, playoff basketball. So I will tell you when we come back from the break why the Hawks won't get more than a game off of them. But the Knicks got to win the first round. I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why these Knicks, they're not losing in the first round. And some of y'all Knicks fans need to stop being so damn scary. Keith McPherson on the Fan. Don't go anywhere. We're coming right back.
Get breaking sports news here. WFAN, WFAN FM, WFAN FM HD1 New York, and Odyssey Sports Station. It's The Carton Show with Craig Carton and Chris McMonagle. Afternoons 2 to 7 on The Fan, 101.9 FM.
Adam Silver, commissioner of the NBA. Do you have any insight into his plans in that regard? I assume you want him back?
I want LeBron to play as long as he absolutely wants to play. I mean, it's not just a 41-year-old player in the league with the most points ever in the most so many different categories, but he's still playing at an incredibly high level.
Get The Carton Show on demand. Available on Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts, and the free Odyssey app.
With over 90 years of combined legal experience representing the law enforcement community, Decolator Cohen & DePrisco, LLP, continues to strive to educate police officers of their civil rights to sue in line-of-duty accident cases. The 2026 Police Officers' Right to Sue newsletter can be viewed on policeofficersrighttosue.com and provides successful results in varying line-of-duty accident cases. These results include damages recovered from RMP accidents involving the City of New York and civilian motorists, station house defects, ricochet injuries from the range, private premises slip and falls, sidewalk slip and falls, construction defects, snow and ice cases, and injuries emanating from defective RMPs. In any LOD accident, it is important for the officer to take photographs of any defects, injuries, or damage. It is also essential to draft the line-of-duty report and detail the cause of the accident in the paperwork. Remember, there's a 90-day time limitation to file a claim against a municipality. If any law enforcement member has a question regarding a potential lawsuit, contact Decolator Cohen & DePrisco, LLP at policeofficersrighttosue.com or call 1-800-901-1529.
Help keep our community safe and healthy during National Prescription Drug Take-Back Day, April 25th. Find a collection site near you at DEATakeback.com. Do your part to lower overdose deaths and prevent drug misuse before it starts.
Imagine a gentleman's club with over 200 gorgeous exotic dancers every week.
Hey, big boy.
From the people who make fantasies come true, Gallagher's 2000 in Long Island City is the place to be. Gallagher's 2000, a gentleman's club for today, gentlemen. Gallagher's 2000 features 2 floors, 3 stages, discounted drinks, VIP, champagne rooms, and dinner specials every night. Gallagher's 2000 offers complimentary lunch Thursdays and Fridays with any drink purchase.
Come on down, big boy.
Gallagher's 2000 is New York's largest upscale gentleman's club, and Gallagher's 2000's bachelor parties will blow you away. For their bachelor party specials, call 718-361-1348. Gallagher's 2000 is located at 4319 37th Street in Long Island City, Queens, just a half a block north of Queens Boulevard. Call 718-361-1348. Gallagher's 2000 is unlike any club in New York. Come tonight for the time of your life. Gallagher's 2000.
Let your imagination run wild.
Everybody knows Town Fair Tire is New England's largest name brand discount tire dealer, beating all the local competitors with our guaranteed lowest prices. And now, with over 120 stores throughout New England, we beat all the competition, including the warehouse clubs, the online sites, and the local dealers. Yes, we beat them all with the absolute guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell, definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. Do you feel stupid for buying a timeshare? Don't. It's not your fault. You were most likely told you could rent it, and it was a great financial investment. And the deal was available today only. If this happened to you, contact your resort or Wesley Financial Group for help today.
Call Wesley now for your free exit information kit. 800-939-1441.
800-939-1441.
Staples presents That Was Easy.
So I own a coffee shop, and I wanted to label everything with our logo.
That's ambitious.
Cups, boxes, bags.
Ooh, that'll add up.
Not at all, because right now, Staples prints custom labels for 30% off.
30% off? That's shockingly affordable branding.
Yep, now our logo and URL are seen all over town.
Brand your business for less at Staples.
That was easy.
Shop Staples in-store, online, or in the app by 4/18 to unlock. Exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for details.
With over 90 years of combined legal experience representing the law enforcement community, Decalator Cohen and DePrisco, LLP, continues to strive to educate police officers of their civil rights to sue in line-of-duty accident cases. The 2026 Police Officers' Right to Sue newsletter can be viewed on policeofficersrighttosue.com and provides successful results in varying line-of-duty accident cases. These results include damages recovered from RMP accidents involving the City of New York and civilian motorists, station house defects, ricochet injuries from the range, private premises slip and falls, sidewalk slip and falls, construction defects, snow and ice cases, and injuries emanating from defective RMPs. In any LOD accident, it is important for the officer to take photographs of any defects, injuries, or damage. It is also essential to draft the line-of-duty report and detail the cause of the accident in the paperwork. Remember, there's a 90-day time limitation to file a claim against a municipality. If any law enforcement member has a question regarding a potential lawsuit, contact Decalator Cohen and DePrisco, LLP at policeofficersrighttosue.com or call 1-800-901-1529.
Your official home to talk New York sports is WFAN. Call us anytime at 888-808-1019. The Fan, 1019 FM, and always live on the free Odyssey app.
Here. Your boy KM, you heard? 2026 opening day, we back. Happy New Year!
Ball game over. Yankees win.
Lights, camera, action, we back on back in. Fans running back, watch the stadium packing. Let's go, y'all. It's time for roll call. They gon' hear this shit all the way in South Dakota. Cole coming back, so go ahead and run it back. They danced on our grave, we ain't forget none of that. Unfinished business, time to get our money back. Looking for revenge, like what the you looking at? I'll never go against my team. I think we're better than the 25 team. Gotta go and prove that shit nightly. I got us winning more games than 90. I know this is not the 90s. It's been too long, don't remind me. This is our year, I can feel it in the air. We got chicken buckets, now we got chicken bucket ice cream. Yeah, that chicken bucket ice cream went viral. We about to run it back to the World Series, boy. Long overdue for a parade, I'll see you there. Yo, a day, let's get it.
Let's go Yankees!
It's our time.
Let's go Yankees!
I just wanna say shout out to Mariano. The cool fool got me wondering where the time go. Other teams wanna be the big honcho, but we about to come back and they ain't ready for that combo.
Bam, 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 bam. And we're back on the Fan in New York. So shout out to my boy Ade from the BX, who you heard his call like, I don't know, 3 or 4 calls ago. He made that beat. He sent me that beat a couple days, maybe a week before opening day. And I'm so busy doing different things. I was like, bro, I'm going to get to it. He's like, yo, just write a couple bars, give me 8. And he had his bars and everything set up. I'm like, yo, we got to do this. And so, you know, it was like opening day hype video. If you guys follow me on social media, it's on my Twitter, it's on my YouTube, it's on my Instagram. Thousands of views. So many people have seen it. But if you listen to WFAN and you listen to the radio, the sample comes from the bum, 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 bum. Hey, Yankee fans, come out to Yankee Stadium for hockey jersey night. Bum, 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 bum. The first 18,000 fans. So Ade is a genius. And he's been in the music industry making beats, whatever. He takes that beat, and then he takes the "Let's Go Yankees" chant from Nick Totoro in the Spike Lee movie with Denzel Washington. He puts that together. He sends it to me. I'm like, oh, bro. I'm like, I got to write something for this. So that's why I came up with the lights, camera, action. We back on back, and that was, you know, the way we kicked off the season. Shout out to Brad and my boy Dan at MLB. They got us tickets for opening day. MLB is always looking out. And Ade lives in the Bronx, but he was working, and I hit him. I was like, bro, we got to shoot the video for this at opening day. I'm like, I got an extra ticket if you can make it. And he showed up, and opening day was so fun this year. Obviously, it was fun because it's opening day, and the Yankees win, and everybody's partying and drinking, and it's a family reunion. But we shot a music video that will stand the test of time. And if the Yankees win the World Series, that's going to be crazy. 888-808-1019. Let's get back to the calls. Before we do that, I do have to hit you with, some of the stuff that we're plugging out here. Gio is going to be guest bartending at the Portly Villager on Sunday. So tomorrow. It's in support of Boomer Esiason's foundation, the bike tour that they do every year. So go to the Portly Villager on Sunday, get a drink from Gio. And Steve Summers book signing. If you've been listening tonight, Steve Summers will be live, taking over the 5 Towns, April 19th, 1 to 3 p.m., 5 Towns mini golf and batting range. Myself and Doc Gooden will be at McClune's Pier House Monday, Jersey Shore, Long Branch. Go to mcclune'spierhouse.com and get tickets for our live Q&A, autograph signing, photo opportunity, and dinner. And last but not least, as we get into the conversation around the Knicks, and I'll take your Knicks calls in this hour, 888-808-1019, Kalshi is taking over the Garden tonight for the first Knicks playoff game. So keep an eye out for Kalshi there everywhere. They're going to have a digital truck circling around MSG at 5 o'clock, and they're going to be out there till 11 o'clock. That's what I'm saying. You guys know the vibes out there already. Starting around 6:30, the Kalshi crew will be hooking fans up with merch, and then they're going to give out free pizza. So the pizza's going to start flowing around tip-off, and if you're heading to the game, you got to get there early. You know it's going to be packed outside. There's people doing the watch party, people just out there. You know what it is. It's New York City. It's the Knicks. They're back in the playoffs. And I told you before the break that I'd tell you why the Knicks aren't going to lose in the first round. Experience plays. The Atlanta Hawks are a cute little story, right? And this isn't the Trae Young year. This isn't that. None of those guys are on this team. This is a young team. Obviously, they have an experienced coach in Quinn Snyder, who the Knicks checked on. Remember, the Knicks wanted Quinn Snyder to potentially coach their team. They said, no, we're good over here. But what I mean about this young Hawks team is they caught fire. They caught fire around the time people were talking about Magic City, and then they dubbed that, and they didn't let them have Magic City night, which was super lame. I remember actually I was on the fan, I think March 7th, talking about, yo, how are you hating on Magic City? But we don't have time for that. What we have time for is me to just remind y'all that the playoffs are a heightened atmosphere. This is not the regular season. This isn't the 9-game win streak that the Hawks had in the regular season. Experience plays in the playoffs. Your starters play in the playoffs. And the Knicks starters versus their starters, stop. Like, if you're a Knicks fan and you're scared of the Hawks, what are we talking about at this point? This year is supposed to be the year that the Knicks are going back to the Eastern Conference Finals, and Dolan told you that they expect them to win it. Dolan came and sat right in here with Craig and told you they were going to win it. Also, Adam Silver was in here. That's another thing we got to plug. NBA Commissioner Adam Silver was in here yesterday with Craig, with Big Mac. If you missed that interview, there's some clips on social media, but go back in the free Odyssey app and listen to that. If you're a Knicks fan, this window is closing, bro. If you're a Knicks fan, it's not time to be scared. That's why I said stop being so scary. If the Knicks lose to the Atlanta Hawks, then fire Mike Brown. 888-808-1019. There's three main reasons. Experience plays, right? It's a heightened atmosphere where, like, your starters play, and the environment that Madison Square Garden creates, like, we keep hearing about them trying to pump in like crowd noise and sounds. You can't simulate that intensity. You can't simulate what the Garden is like. You guys know in the Garden, you can feel the crowd hanging off every possession. And if there's a big dunk or steal or a corner three, bang, it's live in there. Now I'm making myself probably want to go. I might have to look into it. 888-808-1019. Let's get the rest of these Yankees calls, Mets calls. Now we've started talking Knicks a little bit, and before I get out of here, I'll give you my take on Dexter Lawrence. Keith McPherson on the fan. Let's go to Tommy in Ridgefield, Connecticut. You got it.
Hey, back to the Yanks. I'll make it quick because I don't want to get to the Knicks. First of all, props to you for telling your story about how you put in the work to get where you're at, and it's awesome. You're great on the radio.
Thank you.
I think you touched on it earlier, but I just want to revisit. Do you think, first of all, Ben Rice needs to be in the lineup every single day? Do you think he needs to get games at catcher to spell Austin Wells? I know Escara is a good defensive catcher, but...
Yeah, if we're facing a left-handed hitter, and that's why you signed Paul Goldschmidt, right?
Well, that's the thing. He can't just be a lead weight on the bench, or a late-game pinch hitter. Goldie needs to play.
Yes. And he also can lead off where we don't have to always lead off Trent Grisham. Put Goldie in there And since Wells isn't necessarily an all-star, why does Wells get to catch every single game? Ben Rice can do it. I know there's some worry about his arm. I know that they'll probably try to run on him. I know that also, and this is where the Yankees grind my gears. They said that he was not going to platoon at first base, so they didn't catch him at all in spring training. And then we get into the season, and they're playing these games, play stupid games, win stupid prizes, man. Like, what are we doing? Sometimes it does piss me off because it's like you say one thing and you do another. And that's why I always used to say, don't piss on my head and tell me it's raining. You didn't catch the kid at all in spring training because you said he's going to get reps. Every day, first baseman, even against left-handed hitting. And now early in the season, it's like, what, you signed Paul Goldschmidt because he was the best hitter available. You got to find playing time and lanes for him. Stanton is actually healthy, so the DH spot is not open. So then you know who's got to compromise? Wells. Wells hasn't been that great. Put exactly Ben Rice there. And they said that Ben Rice caught Rodon's bullpen session recently. So if that's what you got to do to get him ready behind the plate, he came up a catcher. I'd rather take that chance and have his bat in the lineup because they're going to produce runs. I won't be so worried about, guys stealing second base and maybe a run scoring or the base pass stuff.
Yeah, I mean, the guy's got the highest on base percentage in major leagues.
There you go. He's got to be in the lineup every day. And if you want to play the matchup and your analytics team wants to try and stack the lineup against a left-handed hitter, whatever, you want to put Paul Goldschmidt in, then he shouldn't be on the bench. Wells got to sit down.
I completely agree with you, and Keith, props to you and all the guys that work the late night shows. Tommy, Gordon, everybody else.
Yes, sir. Thanks for the call, Tommy. I mean, it's a grind. And shout out to Gordon. Gordon Damer's the man, yo. Like, I was a fan of Gordon when he was with Larry Hardesty, and I told Gordon this. I was like, there were before ESPN. I think in August of 2024, chopped the nighttime show, and then they left FM radio. Like, Gordon was on at night, and there were some nights where I would listen to him and Larry, whether I was driving in or if we had the Nets on or the Yankees on, and I wanted to hear somebody else have the conversation about what was going on before I got on. And when you listen to Gordon, he's polished, man. He's done this. And Gordon is a professor. Guess who zoomed in to Gordon's class in Montclair? And he paid me a huge compliment. He's like, you are the future. You are the guy. You are the guy that combines the radio and the social media, gets the audio and the video. And I was able to speak to his class. And when I hear Gordon on this radio station, I enjoy his show. And I got a ton of respect for him. And I remember watching him come in here humbly, doing updates. And I remember him coming in here quietly, kind of just like not trying to. And I'm like, I led into his first show. I hyped him up. I'm like, this is his first show on WFAN. Here comes Gordon Damer. And in between, the break and the update, I'm like, let me know if you need any help. I'm like, here's the buttons, here's the screen, whatever. And then one night, I remember, like we're on YouTube right now, we were live, and I told him, yo, the camera's on, right? I'm like, the camera's on. So shout out to Gordon Damer. He has been so solid. The overnight oasis, his knowledge, his takes, his delivery, and just his professionalism in how he does his radio program. Rich is in Long Beach, New York, next with us on the fan. What's up, Rich?
Hey, how are you, Keith? I have to tell you something. You have such a great vibe. You're Soho, South Beach, and Beverly Hills mixed into one guy. You're just so good. I work in nightclubs. I'll make it short, but I work in nightclubs, and I always drove home and listened to the schmooze on my way home from New York to Long Island. And you are the first guy after him that you're real. You're just a real guy, family guy. I love you.
Thank you.
My question is, the Mets finished one game out of the playoffs last year, correct?
Yes. Cincinnati Reds in there, and they got smoked.
Right. Why would you disassemble that team because you're one game out? Wouldn't you say, as the GM, what can I make up without trading these guys, or maybe just getting rid of one that can make up one game? Makes no sense to me.
Yeah,
Makes no sense.
I think it's ego. I think it's also the owner looking at David Stern saying, hey, go ahead. Put your handprints on this. Hey, this is on you, right? Now, this is year 3. The first year you inherited the grimace OMG magical season that got to the NLCS, and you didn't believe in it. And then we put Juan Soto on that team,
and you miss the postseason, they shouldn't. I don't know. For me, it's Pete. Like, I knew that was a mistake. You could pay Pete Alonso. You paid him the 1 year with Soto, right?
Yeah, I think it goes beyond that. I think the owner didn't like Pete Alonso. I think there was something that didn't make any
ego
sense.
in relationships. I would love to know. They got to do a 30 for 30 on it in 10 years. Like, that's why I was asking before. What was going on in that clubhouse that you couldn't keep those players together? Proven players, a batting champ, right? Nimmo should have been an all-star a couple years ago. Alonso's a consistent all-star home run derby guy. Like, how could you, I don't know. Edwin Diaz.
I'll tell you the best thing. Reverse it. Alonso's playing for Baltimore in his contract. You don't think that owner would have went after him?
I mean, the Red Sox wanted him. He's a guy that's going to hit you 35 home runs, over 100 ribbies.
He's a New York Met.
Exactly. He should have finished as a career Met. We celebrated his 253 home runs or whatever it was. It's a mess, Rich. Thanks for the call. Thanks for the compliments. I think the vibe that you get from me, you said you work in nightclubs. So did I. And I've grown up and I've grown out of it, but I've spent a lot of times in bars and clubs talking to everybody and anybody in New York and in the Jersey Shore area. So, like, that's what I'm doing here. I don't come in here with any shtick. I don't come in here with any fake personality. I come in here the same way. Like, this is how we would talk if we were in the club, having a couple drinks, watching the girls dance. This is how we would talk if we were in the bar watching the game, having a couple drinks. Yo, what team you rock with? What do you like? You're this fan? Oh, what do you think about? Like, this is how it's supposed to be, no? I think that, sometimes some people can put on too much. And it is nerve-wracking. I know for me, I wasn't this way when I first came in here. And that's why I even said, like, with Al, I'm like, Al has come into his own. I have heard him evolve. Even Tommy has come into his own in his own show. It changes a bit. You need reps and experience. You got to find your lane. You got to find what works for you. 888-808-1019. The Mets got to find what works for them. And I'll be negative, Keithy. This is bad. This is all bad. And I don't see any type of magic bullet that they can shoot. It's not Juan Soto. Juan Soto coming back doesn't magically fix this. That doesn't fix Kodai Senga, who he said is the team's ace. That doesn't fix Sean Manaea. The Mets today in this day game against the Cubs with Freddie Peralta and a rested bullpen, they have to win that game. They can't go L10. It's not Mendoza's fault. It's David Stern's fault and Steve Cohen's fault. And Steve Cohen stopped tweeting, talking about green shoots, and just even the way he worded that tweet. My response to it, I woke up the next morning, I said, deactivate. No good will come from this. He said, what did he say? Bo Bichette was right field prone? What are you talking about? I'm like, you're letting us all know that, like, you own the team, but you don't really watch or talk baseball with anybody. We don't care about hot nights and balls almost going out. What are you talking about? That's the whole game. It's April. If it was a little warmer, it's not. Right? Oh, well, Bo Bichette went the other way. He's usually right field. I'm like, get off the Twitter machine. You're a billionaire. You don't need it. Anyway, Braden is in Berkeley Heights with us next. What's up, Braden?
What's up, Keith? I'm a big fan of yours. Obviously, I always want to hop on when you're on the mic. But I remember roughly 2 months ago, around the Olympic break in hockey, you were talking to me. We were talking about this. We were talking about Jack's injury, and we were talking about Keith. And you said that they're 100%, without a doubt in your mind, going to make the playoffs. And honestly, I couldn't see how you were possibly wrong. But listen, Keith, what I saw on Instagram today, I saw that people were saying that trade talks with Quinn Hughes was one of the driving locker room stressors through the entire season.
I mean, I'd like Quinn Hughes, but when I do remember taking that call, and what I felt like was, and I said this before, when Alex from Lakewood called about the Devils, they started off the season hot. I remember, shout out to Don LaGreca, a friend of mine and listener to Keith McPherson's programming. Don started calling the games, and he had a streak of 8 in a row. And then, obviously, whatever happened at the cut in Chicago to Steakhouse with Jack. But then when you get what I honestly thought, when you get the golden goal and all the hype of Team USA, I thought that was going to, spark the team. This is a window for the Devils too, where they're supposed to be in the playoffs.
I think they need to get there. They need to get there next year. They need to make an ECF run the year after that, and then if they don't do that, then
something will give. Let's go, Sonny. Let's go, Sonny Meta. Come in here, bring in a winning pedigree, change some stuff
Sonny
up.
in New Jersey, baby.
Let's go, Devils. I'll see you over there in Newark. And no team out here from the Islanders, who I thought might make the playoffs as well. Great year for them. The Rangers, terrible year. We won't be talking any puck on the fan. There won't be much Stanley Cup talk. So go New York, go New York, go. We need the Knicks. And when we come back from this break, I'm going to talk a little bit about Dexter Lawrence in this upcoming draft, and then that'll get us to 2 a.m. Daniel McCartan comes your way then. Keith McPherson on the fan. Dial 888-808-1019. If you're on YouTube, hit me in the chat. When we break, I'll tap in with you guys. We'll be right back.
It's Saturday in the Park with the Yankees and Royals. 1:35 today.
Going, and go!
Susan Waldman and Dave Sims call all the play-by-play. The home of Yankees baseball is The Fan. 101.9 FM, 660 AM. And always live and available in Espanol with Ricky Ricardo on the free Odyssey app.
This is John D'Agostino from D'Agostino & Associates. It's not easy being an accident victim these days. I mean, how do you choose the right lawyer? The radio, TV, buses, and billboards are filled with law firms making the same old promises, bragging about the same big results. They talk about their proven track record and hope they'll get you to sign on the dotted line. But then what? If a lawyer tells you from day one what your case is worth, please turn around and run. If a lawyer tells you how quickly they'll get your case settled, I beg you, turn around and run. The right lawyer is not a fortune teller. The right lawyer is honest, straightforward, and knows every case is different. He or she will have the experience to get you every dollar you deserve at the right time. So if you want to know your rights and you want to be told the truth, call D'Agostino & Associates today at 888-24-LAW-24. That's 888-24-LAW-24 and ask for me, John D'Agostino, because I've been there and I'll be there for you. D'Agostino Law. Bite back.
Hi, it's Alec Otta here for CertaPro Painters. I've been spending a lot more time at home lately, and my home is a happy place, especially when my wife is happy. For me, sometimes that can be challenging. But my friends at CertaPro Painters, they had no such problems. Big jobs or small, the good folks at CertaPro Painters are at your service. If you've been putting off a painting project, give them a call now at 1-800-GO-CERTA. That's CERTA with a C, and you'll see exactly what I mean. 1-800-GO-CERTA. And hey, ask about their spring sales event and get 10% off on qualifying projects.
Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated right here in our community. Schedule your free estimate online at CertaPro.com.
Looking for the lowest price on name brand tires? Get to Town Fair Tire and get the guaranteed lowest price on any name brand tire. Nobody beats a Town Fair Tire deal. Nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
If you're carrying a lot of credit card or personal loan debt, every month can start to feel the same. All those bills, all those due dates, all that stress. There's a solution that's designed to make it easier for you. National Debt Relief could put you on the fast track to paying off your credit card debt, personal loans, and even medical debt for less than you owe, with just one low monthly payment you can afford. And no, it's not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. It's a real, affordable debt relief program that could save you lots of money. National Debt Relief has already helped over 1 million people with their debt and has thousands of 5-star reviews and an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. So if you owe $10,000 or more, don't wait. Call 800-300-4411 now to see if you qualify. That's 800-300-4411. One call could help reduce what you owe and simplify your monthly payments. Call 800-300-4411 now to find out how much you could save.
This is J.J. Hill of Shulman & Hill, New York's premier injury law firm. We'll always stand up for you if you're injured in a slip and fall. If you've ever wished you had a lawyer in the family, now you will. At Shulman & Hill, it's never one and done. Once you're a client, you're always part of our family. New Yorkers in every borough, on every block, know us by name. Shulman & Hill. Get your free consultation at hurtny.com. That's hurtny.com.
Imagine a gentleman's club with over 200 gorgeous exotic dancers every week.
Hey, big boy.
From the people who make fantasies come true, Gallagher's 2000 in Long Island City is the place to be. Gallagher's 2000, a gentleman's club for today, gentlemen. Gallagher's 2000 features 2 floors, 3 stages, discounted drinks, VIP, champagne rooms, and dinner specials every night. Gallagher's 2000 offers complimentary lunch Thursdays and Fridays with any drink purchase.
Come on down, big boy.
Gallagher's 2000 is New York's largest upscale gentleman's club, and Gallagher's 2000's bachelor parties will blow you away. For their bachelor party specials, call 718-361-1348. Gallagher's 2000 is located at 4319 37th Street in Long Island City, Queens, just a half a block north of Queens Boulevard. Call 718-361-1348. Gallagher's 2000 is unlike any club in New York. Come tonight for the time of your life. Gallagher's 2000.
Let your imagination run wild.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit information kit. 800-948-7878. That's 800-948-7878.
Hey! My dad is bringing home the best birthday cake ever!
It was my 5th birthday, and my dad was bringing home the cake.
Should have been here a half hour ago.
The cake never made it, and neither did my dad. That was the day a drunk driver killed my dad.
Daddy?
Impaired drivers take lives. Think.
Sponsored by the New York State Governor's Traffic Safety Committee. Aired in cooperation with the New York State Broadcasters Association.
Get connected with WFAN to talk about your favorite teams. The Fan on the Odyssey, iHeart, and TuneIn apps.
I don't know what Buddy was talking about. I don't got a dime for you, Dexter. Dexter, Carl Banks said nobody fears you anymore. They don't even double team you. Dexter, you're under contract. Listen, sexy Dexy. It's not so sexy what you put on tape last year. Keith McPherson on the Fan. Let me hit Dexter Lawrence before I get up out of here. We'll talk draft as well. I can't wait for the draft in P-Town. But Dexter Lawrence, you're bugging out. But I get the play. I understand it. All the hype of John Harbaugh and this new regime, and you just want to go be with your friends. I had to take that age so well. I put it out. But I was saying during the season, does Dexter Lawrence want to be here? And if you watch those post games and when they talk to him about losing and how frustrated he seems like he wants to be anywhere else. So the play here, right, of trying to get more money after a down year, after a year where they were taking you off the field in crucial moments. You were not like that. We were wondering if you were hurt. And now you want to get paid? I don't got a dime for you, bro. You're under contract. No, stop it. This is a distraction before the draft. And I get the play by you and your agent because you're getting up there in age. Tick, 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 tick. But no. Defense was terrible. They lost a bunch of games, and you were part of that. I'm not paying you. Why? Go out there and prove it. Go out there and do it. You're only as good as your last game. You're only as good as your last games on tape, Dex. This is a new regime for the Giants. And if you want to be a distraction, okay. I'm not trading you either because I don't think we're getting the return that everybody thinks they're getting, the Quinn and William return. And I think it came out there. I think Ryan Dunleavy had it as I go back to my handy-dandy notes. The Giants' asking price in a trade for Dexter Lawrence is thought to be a top 10 draft pick or a round 1 pick plus more picks. Who's giving that up for Dex, what they saw out of him last year? As we're walking into a draft with a fresh crop of interior defensive linemen. And I get it. I know Harbaugh wants to stop the run, and if the defense was already suspect, you want to keep the best players on that defense. But also, this sets a bad precedent, right? Because Brian Burns is going to say, oh, well, actually, what about my money? What about adjusting my contract? I had an all-pro year. They were talking about me as Defensive Player of the Year last year. What about my bread? And the next thing you know, you're going to have to pay Malik Neighbors. And if you see the money that they're paying Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson and CeeDee Lamb, and how much money you think Malik Neighbors is going to want to stay here? Malik Neighbors probably wants to go join Jaden Daniels and be a commander. So I'm not paying you. No, wasn't good enough. You're always pouting. This is a new regime. You're being a distraction. If you don't want to go to West Virginia, just say that. 888-808-1019. But the Giants have no reason to restructure his contract with this new regime. And they also don't have to trade him unless they find a team that gives them what they want. And I don't think there is a single team at this point, less than a week before the draft, that is going to say, yeah, actually, judging off the fact that nobody had to double team him and Carl Banks, one of your legends, called him out last year and he wasn't as dominant. He's aging. Yeah, we'll give you a first-round pick and then maybe some later. No, Dex. So I get the play. If you want to get up out of here, I get it, right? Because you saw Saquon go to the Eagles and win a Super Bowl. Leonard Williams and Julian Love go to Seattle and win a Super Bowl. And Xavier McKinney go to the Packers. And, no, you're beat, bro. Be a leader. You're a captain. Be a leader. Hold it down. You're not going to hold out. Hold out if you want. You're trying to make more money. How you make more money? You got to go out there and prove it. So, no, you're under contract. The contract is the contract. You don't deserve more money. This is a distraction. Pipe down. We're going into the NFL draft. You know what I'd do? I'd draft another interior defensive lineman in the second round. 888-808-1019. John is in Maspeth on the Fan. What's up, John?
Chief, what's up, man? Nice to hear you back on. What a time it is to be a Yankee fan, and what a time it is to be a Mets fan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're cursed. They're cursed. And they're mad at you. They're mad at you, John. I see them on Twitter. They don't like you.
They're mad. But you know what, though? They can't say anything now, because who's got the worst record in baseball?
The Mets. They're the worst. So that's what I'm saying. Like, if we're judging things for perspective,
Mets are becoming the LLO Mets are becoming the LMAO Mets.
L9GM. I've been posting hashtag L9GM.
They gotta find a new gimmick, but they're trying all these new gimmicks, trying to turn things around. But they just gotta realize it's the curse of Juan Soto. They took Soto from us, and it's just been downhill for them forever.
All of that parading around and celebrating about getting Juan Soto. Money can't buy you love.
All that about being little brother now? Nah. They got to understand, we will always be 2 levels above them, at least 2 levels above them, And it's just...
I appreciate them, though, because they're always there for us. Even as the Yankees got swept by Tampa, we had to be a little quiet. They lost that whole weekend, too. But then they just kept losing this week where it's like, oh, we could actually breathe a little bit and look over there and say, oh, well, it's pretty bad.
If you put $100
I saw that.
The Mets to
40
lose
grand.
every game, $36,000 you would have after these 9 games.
But nobody's thinking that. I should have been thinking that. It's the Mets. We should have just bet on them to lose and just double down every day. This team is not going to figure it out.
I did hit a nice little parlay the other night, but these Mets are about to pay for my kid's college. So I can't wait,
Just bet on them to keep losing. But Soto will be back next homestand. Thanks for the call, John. Soto will be back. He'll fix it. Soto is not the type to carry. You know that, right? Soto would talk about, being with Judge. He's still missing Judge. Soto talks about the year that they won the World Series with the Nats, how many good players are. He's a good player, but he's not expected to carry. He's not expected to just get the Mets up out of this whole thing. So, don't think Soto comes back and it all just magically changes. 888-808-1019 as I'm running out of time. Who's on the line? Oh, Tony in Port St. Lucie where the Mets play. What's up, Tony?
Keith, how are you?
Good.
It's great to hear you back on the Fan, man. Really missed you for a while.
I'm happy to be back and restore that feeling. I did this for 4 years. I know how to do this, and I can come pop back and visit from time to time.
Nice. And it was actually, I thought it was pretty cool of you to hype up guys like Al Cintron and Tommy Lugauer.
Yeah, because I'm listening and I'm paying attention. And, people don't got to throw flowers at me. People don't got to hype me up and talk about who I am and what I did. But I just know to do that. You know what I'm saying? I know to show love and to put that out there, especially for the audience, right? That's something that I learned, right? Like you put guys over and you give props to people because it's not easy to do this. These guys are working. These guys are preparing shows and they're coming here and they're dealing with the pressure. They also got to deal with the negative social media, people writing stuff about them, anonymous people taking shots at them, and then they still come through here and they perform every night for thousands of people to enjoy.
Exactly. Yeah, you hit the nail on the head. And I was just surprised they didn't put you in Tony Page's old spot from 2 to 6 because you put everybody to sleep because you're so untalented and you're a DEI hire,
What else you got? Go,
you.
Buchanan, go,
Right,
go,
that?
Buchanan, go, Buchanan, go. You can't beat me. Like you can't. Yeah, like you should have got there sooner. Should have got there sooner, and your approach was all wrong. I'm showing love to people, and you're tired. Go to sleep. Turn the radio off. You just waited on hold all that time. Even your delivery, like, yeah, you're so bad. And so I hit you with the go, Buchanan, go, Buchanan. Go. Mitchell's in Fort Lee, my guy on the fan. What's up, Mitch? Long time no see.
Hello. I know, Keith. How you been, buddy? I haven't spoken to or seen you in a long time. What has it been, 24 hours?
Who's counting, Mitch?
About 24 hours. Yeah.
At least we got the win tonight. You were at the game. You were at the game tonight, no?
Oh, yes, I was at the game tonight. I got to tell you something. When Dovel gave up the home run, it's like, oh, my God. And then we get our favorite man that we talked about yesterday at the game, McMahon. And what does he do? Comes up with a clutch 2-run homer. Maybe that'll wake him up finally and get his bat started because we miss his bat, but we can use defensively. He's still just he's an all-star defensively. But it's a nice win. Schindler pitched a great game today. I got to be honest with you. He was all on, and then when what's his name, Grissom, bobbled the ball and let it drop.
Yep.
You just saw his face. His face just went down. It's like, oh my God.
Yeah, he's got to have it.
And he should have had it. He should have had it. And it's just, it's just pot luck. But you know what? The Yankees won today. Let's win tomorrow. If Sunday doesn't look like it's going to be a game because it's going to rain all day. But at least the Yankees are trying to play and they have emotion and everything else. And it's just, you're going to get back Cole. Cole pitched tonight 4.5 innings, gave up 3 runs on 3 hits. So, he'll be back in another month or so. Rodon,
help
I
is
still
on
don't
the
know where
way.
he is.
I know we
Right.
get so mad about losses, but they're going to lose games. They're still going to win 90 games, and help is on the way. This isn't the final form of the team.
Oh, wait a minute. The final part of the team is Volpe's going to be back soon. I watched him last night actually on the Yes Network. He had 2 nice hits yesterday, and he said he feels great. So you know what? All the Yankee fans should sit back and just relax. The Cashman will get what he needs to finish up the bullpen when we get down to the trading deadline. But guess what? It's just amazing that everyone that calls the fan, and I'll get to the Mets and the Knicks in a second, it's 20 games of the season, guys. Relax. The Mets, the Yankees don't are not as bad as the Mets, but relax, guys. It's a long season. If you're going to tell me this is how the season's going to end right now, I tell everyone right now, I'll bet everyone on it right now that it's not going to end this way with the standings and everything else. Just sit back and relax, and we'll see what happens. Number 2, I agree with you. What the Mets did, they didn't just destroy this team. It's a complete blunder. Stern blew the whole thing up. Yep. Like you said, you're one game out.
Took their fans' hearts out and stepped on it. And now they're just kicking it around and saying, hey, you don't want free tickets to see this bum-ass team? Thanks for the call, Mitch. 888-808-1019. See, I try not to do the trolling. I try to, keep it to a certain, but then you got somebody calling from Port St. Lucie. I smell you calling from Port St. Lucie. I smelled that on you. So I hit you with the go Buchanan, go Buchanan. But I literally put it out there all the time. If you want to shoot the messenger, shoot the messenger. Be mad at me. You've had to watch 9 games in a row, and you had to stay up late. You had to stay up and watch the Dodgers, right? Who think about the Dodgers. They trolled y'all with an Edwin Diaz video of Dave Roberts saying, "Edwin, stand up. Tell everybody why you came here." Edwin Diaz, I want to win. I knew it was a good spot for my family. I knew we were going to win. I had to get up out of there in Queens. They trolled you with that. And the thought was that Cohen was coming in to make the Mets the East Coast Dodgers. Right? And what's the GM of the Dodgers name? Andrew Friedman. The thought was that David Stearns was going to be some type of Andrew Friedman. And when you combine all the money of David Stearns, or all the money of Steve Cohen and the brains of David Stearns, you'll get what the Guggenheim partners have over there with Andrew Friedman. Just stop. Chris is in Bergen County on the Fan. What's up, Coach?
Chef KM is cooking in the AM.
Hey, I'm sorry. I had to step in. I know you see my cooking video, too. I got to put more cooking videos out. I know you do the kitchen stuff.
Absolutely, sir. Hey, my question to you. Do my Mets have any position players that actually play in their position?
Alvarez is a catcher.
Yeah, like, come on.
Lindor is a shortstop. He's just clueless. For some reason, he just forgot basic, simple Little League things. Luis Robert is a center fielder.
Plays first base, and then decide, you know what? Yeah, no, he's not going to play first. So, like, what are we doing?
And it's crazy because there was a thought that, like, Pete Alonso wasn't going to age well and he wasn't athletic enough or didn't have the body type. He wasn't good enough at first base. Stop.
It's brutal. I'm dying over here. I really am. I don't know what to do
feel
anymore.
for you too, because it's like there's no reprieve. It's like 9 games in a row to start the season. It makes you feel like this is something they can't come back from in a year where they had to make the postseason. It's just such an uphill climb. You got to get out of this hole. How?
I believe. I don't think it's going to be this bad all year. You know, listen, we everybody goes through stretches. It just happens to be at the very beginning of the year for us. I don't know. I don't know anymore.
I don't know either, Coach. Thanks for the call. It is brutal. Anthony DeComo writes, only 9 teams in Major League history have lost 9 consecutive games and still made the playoffs. Though 5 of those instances have occurred since 2010, 4 of those 9 went on to win the pennant. Only one, the 1953 Yankees, won the World Series. Like, the math starts to math against you. The odds are not in your favor. In a year where you redid the team, revamped the team, in a year where you told your fans, no, trust us, this is going to be better. Like, your fans have to watch Luke Weaver. Trash. Your fans have to watch Devin Williams. Like, soft. Lindor's just lollygagging. He is in charge of that ball. Next thing you know, Teoscar's safe, and it unravels. At least you didn't have to see Edwin Diaz coming in the game. I'd be mad. But, like, I just wouldn't be mad at a radio host, especially a fired radio host like me that nobody ever wanted on the radio. That sucks. It's unlistenable. Let's go down to the A. My guy Greg in Atlanta on the Fan.
Mister. I tell you, brother, that's so funny. I was saying, I wonder what's going on. I don't really listen to WFAN. I used to listen to WFAN a lot on Friday nights because you're on. I'm like, let me, go on the Odyssey. Let me see who's on. I said, oh my God, Keith's on, and to get ready to leave. Every time I check in with you, it's when
you got the rewind function. You can go back to 10:35, 10:40.
No, I'm just saying. It's hard for me to chime in when I catch in at the end there. But you already know I'm a Suffer Mets fan. We get past all that. But I'm going to just bring out a few things which shocked me with Stearns. They keep saying he's a Mets fan. I don't get that feeling he's a Mets fan. I think he's an analytical fool.
When he said that he used to sneak into Shea, any of us that go to games, like, you're not like that, bro. You don't even seem like the crafty type that used to sneak into Shea. Don't make that claim. I'm like, nah. Now he's just got this smug look and this smile on his face.
It's a little level of phoniness to it.
Yeah, we don't believe you. You need more people. Like, we don't believe you.
Yeah, I know you got other calls, but I'm gonna shoot this off rapidly. There's a clause in Francisco Lindor's thing where he has a no trade clause after this year. So maybe that lollygag has something to do with it. Maybe, like I said, maybe he wants to peace out. I'm just saying this is speculative. I know. The other thing is that it's one thing you're getting one player that's out of position, but Stearns, like I said, he's so analytical he can't even go, like, baseball people could have a baseball eye. Like, what about Yandy Diaz, who was on Tampa? You could have put him. He's a position first baseman. Murakami, you didn't want him because you said he couldn't hit the fastball. The guy's hitting grand slams. I just don't.
He wanted Polanco. Not healthy.
Polanco.
And he has
come
up
on.
and down years. He paid
Based
Polanco
on
a lot of money.
postseason performance? He's hurt all the time. I'm confused. You're such this analytical guru genius, but seems like he's got his head up his rectum. I don't know.
Yeah, I think he's in over his head, in his rectum or whatever. Like, I think he's in over his head. I think that he's here in New York. It is not like Wisconsin. There's more pressure, and you can't just put people into positions and think that they're going to respond under the bright lights and pressure that is New York City. And Met fans, like I said, like, I feel for y'all because it's like every year it's like, all right, here we go again. We got to wait another year. We're supposed to get this. We got Juan Soto. We paraded around like we got Juan Soto and we're winning the World Series. Didn't even get to see Juan Soto in the postseason. And now Juan Soto gets hurt coming off the World Baseball Classic, and he's expected to carry. Juan Soto's personality is not like that, bro. Like, he's not going to come back and say, get on my back. I'm going to carry us to the promised land. But we'll all be watching. Like I said, I don't hate the Mets. These are my Mets. I listen to Mets Radio 880. Shout out to Keith Rad and Pat McCarthy and the legend Howie Rose and Ray Martell on the production side. You know, Gary Keith and Ron, the best in the biz. SNY, high production quality. I never used to watch growing up. I was strictly Yankees, but being on the fan, you guys have let me into your world, and now that I'm in there, I see. I always remember asking Paulie, like, why is it always doom and gloom? Why do the Met fans always feel the other shoe is about to drop? I get it now. I see now. In L.A., Bob, welcome back to the Fan in New York. Did you watch that series? You stayed up, and it was regular time. It was Pacific time watching the Dodgers sweep the Mets.
It was good stuff, man. It was, I love watching the Mets lose. I love watching the Dodgers win, so it's been a good couple of weeks.
Good. What you got for us?
Great to have you on the radio, Keith. You're missed. Great to hear your take on everything. As a Yankee fan and a Dodger fan, which I am because I had divorced parents, New York, right now in LA, it's Camelot. It's just, it's as good as it gets. And the only time I remember feeling this way was I was living in Manhattan in the 90s. Again, I'm wondering if you were to compare these two teams, I haven't really done it yet, but in general, what are your sort of thoughts if I say, hey, compare these two, arguably the last two dynasties?
One had some homegrown core four players that were drafted and developed and rose up. This Dodgers team has players that you wouldn't have on a team like, the Yankees because the contracts wouldn't have existed and the deferrals and the way that they're able to defer all this money to put all these talented players together. They have no holes. They have no weaknesses. Any night can be anybody's night to rise up and be the guy. It doesn't matter. It doesn't always have to be Ohtani or it doesn't always have to be Freeman. It could be Teoscar. It could be any of those guys. And they go get Kyle Tucker and they go get Edwin Diaz. The two holes that they needed to fill, they fill them. The rich only get richer. And we're just living in a time of this new modern day baseball where the Dodgers have this thing figured out. They look like the best team in baseball. They're the back-to-back reigning champs. And yeah, maybe nobody knocks them off, but baseball has a funny way of kind of leveling out and that ball can bounce any kind of way. And, when you think about the dynasty that the Yankees had, experience played with them, they knew that the regular season was the regular season and just a ramp up for October. When October came, it was time to lock in. It was almost muscle memory to know what to do. And, even with Yankee Stadium, they had a dominant home field advantage. And I feel like the Dodgers have a dominant home field advantage too. They have the top attendance in the sport. So yeah, there's parallels. Thanks for the call, Bob. But one team is made off of a unicorn player and unicorn contract and Shohei Ohtani, a one-on-one that'll never exist again, and everybody wanting to can't beat him, join him. And then the Yankees had deep pockets too and could add a couple of pieces here, but for the most part that team was led by homegrown talent. So hopefully they don't three-peat. Maybe these Yankees can figure it out. It seems far, right? It seems so far-fetched to think that these Yankees can figure it out how to beat the Dodgers. But whatever. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you everybody who watched on YouTube. Make sure you guys hit like. And make sure you guys listen and keep it locked right here for Danielle McCartan coming up next. I'll see you whenever I see you. I don't know. That's not my decision. Keith McPherson out of here. Good night.
Sports Radio 101.9 FM. WFAN, New York.
mornings on the Fan, 101.9 FM.
That's what we've talked about here for a very long time, especially with the football teams, is how bad they've been year in and year out and how exhausting that is. Yes, and last year with the Mets falling apart, that was exhausting, and them getting off to this terrible start now is exhausting.
Get Boomer and Geo on demand, available on Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcast, and the free Odyssey app.
If you're carrying a lot of credit card or personal loan debt, every month can start to feel the same. All those bills, all those due dates, all that stress. There's a solution that's designed to make it easier for you. National Debt Relief could put you on the fast track to paying off your credit card debt, personal loans, and even medical debt for less than you owe, with just one low monthly payment you can afford. And no, it's not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. It's a real, affordable debt relief program that could save you lots of money. National Debt Relief has already helped over 1 million people with their debt and has thousands of 5-star reviews and an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. So if you owe $10,000 or more, don't wait. Call 800-300-4411 now to see if you qualify. That's 800-300-4411. One call could help reduce what you owe and simplify your monthly payments. Call 800-300-4411 now to find out how much you could save.
With over 90 years of combined legal experience representing the law enforcement community, Decolator Cohen & DePrisco, LLP, continues to strive to educate police officers of their civil rights to sue in line-of-duty accident cases. The 2026 Police Officers' Right to Sue newsletter can be viewed on policeofficersrighttosue.com and provides successful results in varying line-of-duty accident cases. These results include damages recovered from RMP accidents involving the City of New York and civilian motorists, station house defects, ricochet injuries from the range, private premises slip and falls, sidewalk slip and falls, construction defects, snow and ice cases, and injuries emanating from defective RMPs. In any LOD accident, it is important for the officer to take photographs of any defects, injuries, or damage. It is also essential to draft the line-of-duty report and detail the cause of the accident in the paperwork. Remember, there's a 90-day time limitation to file a claim against a municipality. If any law enforcement member has a question regarding a potential lawsuit, contact Decolator Cohen & DePrisco, LLP at policeofficersrighttosue.com or call 1-800-901-1529.
At Town Fair Tire, New England's largest name brand discount tire dealer, you get it all. The guaranteed lowest price, the most free services, and we accept all valid rebates from any manufacturer and from our competition. Yes, we accept them all, even competitor rebates. Town Fair Tire, New England's largest discount tire dealer, now with over 120 stores from Connecticut to Maine.